And before we got attacked by wolves,
right?
yeah, Ash saw a spooky ghost that he got a little enchanted with for a moment, and then he was like, "Oh dang, that's some spooky stuff." And I think we also noticed some like weird slime in some of the houses afterwards.
Yeah, Jasper found some weird slime.
Right. I had to take a moment and be like, wait, who's Jasper? That's not the man who we were hired for. Oh, right, the spider.
The spider.
Every time you say Jasper, I think about my Doof character.
I didn't even think about that.
Like, every single time I'm like, man, I doubt he thought about it, but it's the only thing I think about, man. Okay. Yeah, so basically, 2 of his turkeys died, 1 of your guys' turkeys died. It's...
Right, it was just their turkeys, right? It wasn't one of their flying pigeons?
oh, and one of their
pigeons
pigeons.
died.
And one of the pigeons.
A rat.
Ours just went up in the sky, our mounts.
Yeah, because they're trusted enough to not be tied.
Because they're smart.
Yeah. Ash summoned a tiger illusion to scare away some wolves, but they were very astute in the movements of a tiger.
These wolves are very familiar about the local ecosystem, and they know that there's no tigers about, and they called Ash's bullshit on
They
it.
did. They really did.
I turned into stars.
You turned into stars, yeah.
That was
You
pretty
did, and it was very useful because
Cool. It
we
was
could
extremely
see.
helpful.
Alright.
I mean, the attack was pretty useful too, but
Yeah.
the light was a big factor.
It was good. It was good. Alright. So, you guys just... Jordan, your mic is cracking very badly. Better.
Yes.
Anyway. Yes. It went
Yes.
worse. Still not great.
How about now?
Good.
Okay.
Anyway. So, bunch of dead turkeys. I don't remember if you talked to Malcolm and Claude or not, but...
I believe
Briefly,
they came
Yeah,
out,
they told
saw
us
that
to
we
eat
killed
them.
the things, and they told us to take care of it.
Yeah, pretty much. That sounds about right. Alright.
tell them about the ghost or no?
I don't think so. So yeah, probably a good thing to tell them about in the morning.
Yeah.
Ash, did you tell us about the ghost?
Yes.
I definitely did after the fight because I knew that someone else was taking watch. I think Oakley.
Kaede.
Or Kaede took watch next. Okay, right, because Kaede wanted to paint.
Paint the rising sun. Alright. All of you return to bed except for Kaede, who finishes up her shift surrounded by feathers on the ground and the ever distinct and sort of distant smell of these carcasses that are off, hidden somewhere in the distance away from where you guys are currently set up. Morning comes pretty quietly. You leave your sphere, or tiny hut, rather, and you're greeted by a fresh new morning. What would you all like to do?
Search the perimeter, make sure nothing else happened while we were sleeping, and if somehow it happened while Kaede was looking the other way, just scope it out.
Okay. So you're waking up, getting dressed, and just going, looking around to see what's happening?
Yeah, just checking the perimeter, making sure there wasn't anything else happening throughout the night, like no traces of blood on the ground or like damage done at
I'm gonna go up to Oakley. I'm like, how feasible is it? Do you think we could steal one of their turkeys? Just be like, all three of your turkeys died. Ours two lived. Just I don't think he's anything.
Ray.
No, I don't. He is not.
I think you're correct.
Sorry, my mom just walked in, so we're talking to her.
Ah. Would you like to repeat yourself?
Yeah. I'm gonna go up to Oakley. I'm gonna go up to Oakley and I'm gonna be like, do you think there's any way we could, like, take his turkey without him noticing?
Hey, sorry guys, I have no idea what just happened. I just suddenly couldn't hear people. What are we talking about?
Nothing super relevant to you at the
Kaida's
moment.
Kaida's trying to do crime.
And I'm asking the crime
wants to
person, and
commit
they're not
grand theft
responding
auto.
at all.
Grand Theft
Grand Theft Turkey.
I'm not sure. We could try it. That's
I mean,
to be sneaking away with, though.
Well, I was thinking we could just switch the bridles out with our dead turkey and just say that all three of his turkeys died.
Did he see which turkeys last night?
I don't think.
It was late and dark.
I don't know. Maybe we'll try it later.
Right.
Well,
I feel
I'm not a part of this.
I feel like we could probably trick Malcolm, but Claude will probably catch on.
I would think that Claude has probably had more direct contact with the turkeys.
Anyway.
Yeah, but once in the morning, I would like to.
Hot and fast. Right?
What?
What?
This wouldn't be something we would want to wait to do.
No, probably not. But it doesn't seem like everybody's on board.
I feel like we probably shouldn't steal from our employers who know who we work for. That seems like a good way to get in a lot of trouble at the guild.
Fair.
More than Flame.
Yeah.
But it was very innovative, and I appreciate the fact that you're taking initiative.
You guys just don't want to disappoint Guild Dad.
You're damn right I don't.
Kaede wants to cause chaos.
Listen, Guild Dad, all Guild Dad knows is disappointment. Guild Dad deserves at least one child who's not a disappointment.
So far, it seems like that could be us.
But when it's morning time, I would like to try and talk to our employers and see if they know about the ghost and the weird ectoplasmic goop, and if they care, or if they're just going to continue looking at whatever they look at.
Okay. So Kaede and Oakley are talking about crime. Ash is going to be talking to Malcolm. Willow's hunting around looking for more tracks of things and such. And Hazel, what are you doing?
I'm gonna figure that out. I don't know, like making breakfast or something, I guess.
The normal thing to do when you first
Hazel's
wake up.
casting good berries.
Hazel's
Everybody seems to have stuff, pretty well figured out.
Hazel's being domestic, and
Furniture here to fix.
you're going around picking berries and
Yeah.
picking berries, foraging, herbs and things, cooking some.
Yeah, I gotta try to fill out that herbalism kit.
Being upset and probably boiling or something, doing something with all the bird meat that's being That's
Oh, they do
Yeah,
know
yeah,
about
we-
they do know about the turkeys because they told us we're going to be eating turkey for a while.
That's right.
Yeah, they know the turkeys died. I
Okay,
don't know
so-
how much they know.
So I'm out trying to find the best herbs to complement turkey.
some like lemongrass and sage and stuff.
Trying to find some cranberries so that you can
I
make a
mean,
sauce.
rosemary's good for everything.
Yeah, trying to get
Yeah.
some cranberries and
And
stuff.
like poultry.
Go ahead and make me. Let's just go down the list. Trina, you said what you were gonna do first. Trina, make a investigation check. You walk around. There's a lot of rubble and detritus and things still left even after a lot of the cleanup, but turkey blood, wolf blood, just kind of everywhere. There's wolf hair and things. It didn't look like anything came back after the fight. You can kind of see the wolf tracks lead off somewhere else into town or through town off into the woods. It's kind of hard to tell.
That's fair.
Kaede, Oakley, you guys just talked. You already did that.
Yep.
Ash, you want to talk to Malcolm and Claude, and they wake up a little, like an hour or so after you, at least, is when they come out of their tent, house, hut thing, tent in a house, you know, shelter. Let's use that word, shelter. And they kind of look around and see you all getting ready, cooking breakfast, and he just kind of let out a big, "Another day! Oh, thanks for everything last night." Smacks you on the back a little bit. Goes, it's what we hired you for, though, I suppose. Sorry about your bird.
Yeah, well, sorry about yours, you know. A little difficult when they're all scattered out like that. We'll probably try and, corral them better in the future so that they're easier to protect.
Yeah, not a lot of space in town to keep them nearby, though, is the problem. Anyway, it's a business expense I expected. And he kind of said,
Speaking of, protecting things, though, we noticed that there might have been, like, a ghost or two about last night. That bother you guys? Because, they didn't really seem to do much.
"Ghost."
Yeah, when I was on patrol at one point, I saw what looked like a person just, like, sweeping in their house or something. And, at some point, Kaede found some, like, I found a person sweeping, and then they kind of, like, dissolved into goo, and later Kaede found some extra goo. Do you guys ever find goo when you're investigating the houses, I guess?
He kind of chuckles and he says, "No, I haven't found any goo around here, but slime and goop and ick is kind of part of the job when you investigate this. All moisture and decomposition and thing leads to all sorts of stuff. But you say you saw a figure. Well, that's fascinating." And he kind of begins writing down some things, and he says, "You said it was sweeping. Can you show me where it was sweeping? Which house it was at?"
Yeah, so I'll try to remember which house it was in the patrol. I feel like,
Yeah, that's-
since I zoned.
Uh,
Sorry.
You kind of saw it and approached before you conked out. So it's a little hazy for a second, but eventually you make your way there and kind of again Scout describing the scene. He's just like, "Oh, interesting." Kind of looks down and just kind of sees this almost dried residue on top of the cobblestones. He's like, "Well, I don't know if you were just seeing things or not, but this is definitely something nasty." And he kind of rubs his fingers together and says, "Almost smells like sulfur, though." He kind of winches back at the strong stench and says, "Well, keep your eye out and let me know if you see anything else."
Okay. So out of curiosity, like, you seem to not really care about the ghost. So, what exactly are you investigating while we're here? Because I know you're looking into what made this town disappear and what caused this destruction, but like, I guess how?
What do you mean, how? How am I looking into
Well,
it?
like,
There'd be a lot.
I guess if I find something weird in the night, I like maybe something comes up and maybe it's useful for you, but I don't know how. I don't know how to know if it's useful.
I
for
mean,
you.
just keep me in the loop if you find things interesting. I mean, this is definitely a start, but don't ghosts normally come about after something's happened?
Well, if I mean something's happened, like you mean like the town
Yeah,
going to
fair,
ruins?
but who knows? There's probably other clues around as well, and this is a pretty big place. And kind of gestures broadly, and he says, "That's why I hired you on for a few months. Gotta set up a base of operations here, scope out the town, and anything else interesting we find along the way before we head up to that place." And he kind of points up to the top of a large mountain, to a palace kind of residing on top of it. Large, kind of overgrowth and things.
Okay. Well, you know, I guess just in case if you ever see a ghost, just shout for us first before you do anything else, okay?
Will do.
Feel like you missed the point there.
And he kind of sits down and he says, "You can go back to your friends or something. I'll holler if I need anything. It's early morning. I doubt those wolves will come bother us." As he begins kind of scoping around the house for a little bit before he thinks dinner or breakfast is ready and comes back. "Kitty, oh yeah, you need fed, don't you? I guess your obnoxiousness is needed." So, Hazel.
I'm now canonically imagining that they brought a cat with them.
A very large cat to catch very large birds. Make me a survival or nature check. $18.
Yeah, and I was looking for both herbs to go with turkey and herbs that might be useful in healing.
Yeah, medicinal,
Stuff like that.
things like that. Come on. Fold over paper. You got a 18?
Yeah.
Roll. You're looking for healing kind of stuff?
Yeah. Healing and turkey.
Healing and turkey.
Two, foundations of life.
I forget how to roll for how many of these you find. Just roll me a d3. Okay. Kind of wandering around, you managed to find different herbs and spices and things to kind of go with breakfast and some other berries and things to get you through the day and sustain all of you. But you also managed to find 3 kind of sizable beehives. You managed to extract some wax and honey and things from.
I probably got, some honey, some beeswax, some honeycomb.
Exactly, that kind of stuff.
Oh, we are eating good. Everybody break off a piece of this honeycomb.
And
Exciting. I've never had honey glazed turkey before, but tonight's the night.
probably be pretty good, to be honest.
I mean, hey, honey glazed ham is good, so
Yeah.
I don't see why it'd be that much of a difference.
And I feel like it might help make the turkey a little moist.
Yeah, they do like honey barbecue and stuff for chicken and things, Mix it with some ketchup, prestidigitated mayonnaise, and maybe you'll have a sauce.
Oh, nice aioli right there.
I do hate the idea of using all of the mayonnaise and then just like separating it into different parts though to prestidigitate. It's like, okay, this is the mayonnaise, this is the ketchup mayonnaise, this is the mustard mayonnaise.
Well, you all cast it like differently. So like one of you changes the color, one of you changes the temperature, one of you changes the flavor.
If
It would
I-
be indistinguishable.
The texture'd still be mayonnaise.
But I make.
But I mean, for most
but I make
condiments,
in
Yeah.
I would say if you wanted to make
the alchemy
ketchup,
judge.
you could.
In the alchemy judge, could I make barbecue sauce?
I'm going to say yes, but it's probably
Yeah.
it's half of whatever vinegar plus mayonnaise quantity is. It's the average of the two.
Mayonnaise quantity?
Yeah, like it's like 5 gallons of mayonnaise or 10 gallons of mayonnaise or something. That plus however much vinegar would produce halved. Because you know volumes and things.
I did not understand this measurement you were given.
Yeah, the alchemy jug produces a certain amount of things. Everyone did their thing, right?
And how many Katrinas high is the alchemy jug?
Less than 1.
once we get all the turkeys in the bag, Coyote's gonna reach her hand in and cast Frostbite.
You can make 4 gallons of or 2 gallons of vinegar of barbecue sauce.
That's a lot of barbecue sauce.
Plenty of barbecue
Plenty of barbecue sauce.
Is barbecue sauce more nutritious than mayonnaise?
It's a great question. What were you doing?
I was gonna, once we got all the turkey, like, you know, butchered and together, I'm just gonna essentially cast Frostbite on it.
You're just gonna cast frostbite on it. Chill. I mean, you can chill it with prestidigitation if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much chill prestidigitation was.
I mean,
So I
it's
figured
probably
Actual
a better
ice would be
spell
more
than frostbolt.
Frostbite?
I'll just cool it with prestidigitation. That's fine too.
I mean, I would also be for trying to smoke some of it, and you know, just like dry it out, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Turkey.
So you guys are trying different ways to perform it. I'll let you guys discuss how you want to try to preserve this turkey while I go feed my cat. So I'll be back in a sec.
We could
Alright, I
dry
like-
most of it, but I think we should save some fresh for at least
I
next
can't do
week.
anything.
Do we want to try to brine any of it or anything like that? Does that work on turkey?
Well, so my thing is
Can you
I
salt
don't know if
turkey
we
to
have
preserve
the
it?
salt.
Wait,
I'm kind of
I can make salt water, guys. Instead of doing that, if you look up there, salt water, I can make 12 gallons.
12 gallons of.
12
There we
gallons
go.
of water.
And then boil off the water.
3 hours while boiling off the water.
Well, Madison was also talking about brining it. I've never heard of
We
brining
can make canned turkey, essentially.
salting it, but
Well, you brine meat when you're getting ready to steam it, or not steam it, smoke it.
oh, okay.
You can brine it for 8 to
I mean,
18
turkey you
hours.
brine before, like just roasting it even.
Neat.
Okay, so well, we're gonna be here for a few months. It's not like we don't have the time to, you know,
Right. I don't think
boil
that
down salt
necessarily
water and get
all
salt.
even has to have happened like in the same day. Like these could just sort of be things we're doing generally, probably, right?
Yeah. You'll probably want
I don't-
a bunch of salt water to start with, though.
We have 10
I
gallons
can
worth.
do that.
Yeah, Katrina can make 12.
Yeah, 12
gallons of
gallons. I was
it,
about to-
12 gallons
I want to
worth.
say yeah. So, are you just? Do you have a container for it?
That is a very good question.
I gotta
Um,
do that.
Do we want to start looking through the houses and see if anybody has?
Yeah.
It's gotta really
Yeah,
be
I would love to do an investigation check to try to find something.
All right. So as you guys are kind of sitting around eating breakfast, discussing this, it's just kind of a time, and you guys decide in the later afternoon to all kind of work together to get the stuff you need. So, someone getting like the wood for smoking, and someone looking for containers to brine and pickle. It's kind of hunt around the town to try to find things, the stuff that you'd need. Do any of you have cooking utensils?
I don't think so.
I'm not gonna lie, I sort of assumed that Malcolm does.
Yeah, brought like basic cooking utensils, but not necessarily like the stuff you'd want for large scale things. It'd probably take a while.
I mean, I could try to make some out of wood. I mean, I could probably pull off a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
I think I could technically make a stone spoon, but it would last an hour before it just kind of dissolved.
I just have my alchemist supplies, so
You guys can look around to try to.
there's spoons.
All right. So things you guys are looking for. You're looking for containers to pickle. The containers to put the salt water in. You're looking for cooking utensils for like smoking and things. Like just salt, stuff like that. You're looking for.
We need just like some basic homewares
You need like wood.
if we're gonna be here for some time.
You guys will need like some smoking wood, and some way to actually keep it like above the flame and smoked.
I'm gonna just go off to some of the smaller trees and just use wind blade to start chopping some of the trees down.
All right. So you're gonna be.
I can't haul it, but I can chop it down.
All right. So you're gonna be on.
I can haul it.
You're gonna be on wood duty then. You're gonna be on chopping down wood. Willow's gonna be hauling wood, I suppose. Granted, if you're cutting down smaller, if you're cutting down smaller trees, it's probably not the best for smoking because it's so green.
I'm not thinking like small skinny trees. I'm just not going for like a
Oh,
giant.
okay. So you guys are going out into the woods a bit.
Oh,
You're not going for like the overgrowth that's in town.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Katie and Willow are going out cutting down trees.
Big enough where the wood's fine, but not big enough where it falls towards me. I'm gonna get
Make an
fucking
ace.
splattered.
Okay. We'll take care of you two in a second. Ash, Hazel, Oakley, what are you guys doing?
So things just lined up that planning real life cooking has intersected with planning real life dinner has intersected with fantasy cooking. So I'm gonna go while doing this, and Ash could help look for Ash could help look for like utensils and stuff in the houses, and as well as actually cook some of the food once we're ready for it. He's got a +5 to survival and investigation.
Okay. So Ash is looking for stuff around the houses. Got it. Hazel, Oakley.
So I'll be back later.
Okay. We won't go too far ahead then.
So yeah, again, I think I'll probably be doing some of the cooking and stuff. I kind of want to see if I can start a little garden.
You can start a little garden just for your own sanity around here. It is late fall, like early
so maybe not
early
then.
mid fall at this point. So it's not
That's too bad.
quite the best environment for that.
I don't know. That was my big idea.
Well, the other things that need done. Something to you can make the pit.
Dig a pit.
You probably have some spells to help with that or something. Some way to do it. And then Oakley, what are you doing?
I will prepare a table.
You're gonna go just looking for like a table or something to drag out and so everything can get prepped later tonight. Okay. So Hazel, what were you doing? You're making the fire pit. Okay.
I'm looking at my spells for it right now.
All right, you're looking at that. Kaede, make a nature check.
You want me to help with that?
She's the one cutting down the trees. It's fine.
Okay.
You're mostly there to haul the wood anyway, so you're kind of going back and forth and don't really have much say in what she's doing. Looking around,
Tell her how to live her life.
it's kind of hard to see which trees are really super dead at this point because of the season, color, leaves changing, leaves are dying, trees are bare, kind of thing. But you just kind of get to it. You start looking for the ones you can kind of figure out when you snap the branches are nice and dry, and just start absolutely screaming and waving back and forth as you're wind blading down these trees like some sort of anime training montage. Willow's probably a little afraid of it, a little concerned by the wind blade.
Yep. Willow has no idea what the fuck you're doing this for, but she's fine. She supports girls.
She's just
You do it.
making sure that she's out of the way when you're chopping. Make an athletics check, Willow. Yikes. It's a long day hauling this wood back and forth. It's tiring, and your limbs are sore after a while. You don't really have a great way to carry most of the wood, so it's just scraping up against your arms and your sleeves and splinters. And it's exhausting. Roll me a con save. Luckily, you managed to push through it. A little beaten up, a little sore, but not too tired by the end of it all.
He's been through worse.
Hazel, what are you doing?
I'm looking at maybe earth tremor to try to help with the pit. You cause a tremor in the ground within range. Blah blah blah. Dexterity saving throw, bludgeoning damage. I don't know. I was just trying to look
I'm
to
sorry
see if
about
there's
that.
anything
My
that
head
can
did-
help me like
my head's-
shape the earth.
My headset died.
Mold earth.
Mold Earth, yeah. Roll a survival check for me, Hazel. You know
Hold up.
that there's a very kind of, more traditional, historic way of smoking, which is basically just making a wooden rack out of sticks and branches, a good distance above a flame, that the smoke still reaches it, but the fire won't burn the wood. So after kind of racking your brain for a while as to what to do, you kind of get going and hunt around for different stigs and twigs and sticks and things. Do you have any rope or anything?
I think I do. Hang on.
I think I have some if you need it.
There's some on a turkey.
I have 50 feet of hempen rope.
Okay. Make me a crafting check.
Is it crafting?
Yeah, it's your use with a tool. Your carpentry tools or whatever, check.
Okay, so I just roll a d20 and...
Yeah, because you've got, like, double proficiency with them and stuff. So, try see whatever the proficiency is listed as on your character sheet. I don't know if that'll work, but it might.
Character sheet. It's just a feature that I have. It's just marked off as tools I have a proficiency
Yes,
with.
try
It's not telling me
try
what.
sea carpentry. No, that's sad. What's the point of being able to add a proficiency then? Like this. Roll a d20, add your proficiency bonus and your wisdom or intelligence score.
Intelligence, you said?
Wisdom or intelligence, it's your choice.
They're both 3.
Oh, well there you go. Makes it easy.
Because the way it works, Iris.
Wow.
Yikes. It just essentially adds a bonus to any checks relating to using tools.
That's not how that works.
Yes, I know what...
Yeah, but I can't make that check.
But the question is there a way to just roll the check as if you were using the tools in Alfray? Which the answer seems to be, if there is, it's a lot more complicated than just doing check the name of the tool that you have proficiency with.
Well, I think that's to allow, like, if you wanted to make it a intelligence check using carpentry tools or a dexterity
Maybe,
check.
but it doesn't add a snippet or anything, so it's just kind of a really useless thing to, in terms of Alfray, where it's just like, oh, mark it as proficient, sure. Because it doesn't actually add anything outside of, or to Alfray, unless you add, like, a snippet or something. Anyway, it's rough. It's not what you're used to.
I feel like I don't have, like, great tools. Well, I guess I have my usual carpentry kit, don't I?
It's a little wonky, it's a little short, you're not sure if it'll work, but it's what you were able to put together with bits of cut rope and whatever sticks you managed to find earlier. And then I guess I'll roll for RD20 plus 5. Ash doesn't find anything good. Anything super helpful. I would like each of you to roll me a percentile. And I'm going to get out my physical dice.
16.
Ooh.
Good job, guys.
Wow. These are some rolls.
These are very low.
Okay. Let's go Hazel first, because you rolled first. Do you think you rolled higher or lower than my physical dice?
Lower.
I rolled a 7.
Answer.
Wow.
Kaede. Do you think you rolled higher or lower than my physical dice?
To the new roll?
To the new roll.
I think I rolled lower.
Correct. I rolled a 36. Trina, do you think you rolled higher or lower than I did?
I'm still gonna go lower.
I rolled a 94.
Yep.
Oakley,
That would
So
be
you-
lower.
higher or
23
lower?
is lower.
Lower.
I rolled a 41, and let's see, for Trevor... Trevor's smart, he would have been right, because I rolled a 46.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
especially
he
given
rolled
that
a
he rolled
four.
a 4.
Well, if you had a 3% chance to get lower than him, I would have said low too.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway. Give me one moment to plug my headset back in. And look something up real quick.
We all dropped dead from dysentery.
We've been playing super hardcore this whole time, I just haven't told you. Madison. I would like
Yes.
a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw.
Saving throw S, or is it save?
S. Okay.
Did it.
Fuck it up.
So,
I learned a lot from my failure to build the smoking rack.
frustrated and annoyed at building the smoking rack, you're carrying it back through town, and you see, kind of off a few streets over, what looks like a small child kind of running away. And for a brief moment, you feel in your head a compulsion, follow. But you quickly go, that's dumb. That's the horror movie trope right there. Before regaining your senses.
I'm not doing that.
So, are you gonna follow it after a brief internal desire, or are you going to continue on back to the rest of the group?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I zoned out.
You see,
I saw
you saw what looks like a small child running a couple streets over, and for a brief moment, you feel a pull in your mind saying follow.
Oh no. No, definitely not. No, no. No, I've seen movies.
Jordan, your mic.
It's not great. It's never been great. All right.
We're gonna try to buy a new one tomorrow.
It's okay. You can mute him and still hear him through Madison.
Sometimes.
Is this better? Does this work?
Yes.
It's gonna echo though.
I mean, we can just mute him. And if he's moved closer to you, we can just hear him through you.
No, I think he switched it to his computer.
Yeah, I'm using my computer mic.
Oh, there is a little bit of an echo. But that's not nearly as bad as the constant static, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Alright.
It was really hard to focus on what Iris was saying.
Yeah, it's real hard to talk to. Anyway, carrying your kind of ramshackle, not so great smoking rack back into town. You see a fair-sized pile of wood. Oh, Oakley, you need to make an investigation check. You were looking for a table.
He walked away. You have to make an investigation check.
Or I'm not going to because I can't fucking type into stuff.
Looking around for a little while throughout the day. It doesn't take super long for you to find the stuff to kind of put together a ramshackle table, some sizable planks of wood, a couple broken crates and things, and you kind of have assembled a pretty crude working space. Later in the evening, probably around 5:30 or so, the sun kind of begins to get a little bit lower in the sky. Well, not quite sunset yet, but we'll be there in the next hour or two. And what you have acquired is a large supply of wood, a fair supply of firewood, a table to prepare everything on, a makeshift and not the highest quality smoking rack, and some kind of broken and cracked bowls and things that Ash found. You should probably wait until he gets back.
Could I do mending on some of the bowls?
Okay, yeah. Willow kind of...
Can you guys hear us?
I can hear you, yes.
Can you hear me?
Very quietly.
How about now?
It's about the same.
Okay, well, if I'm not coming through on there anyway, then I can just unmute and you can use the mic.
That's fair.
And then you can plug your headphones in so I don't have to hear the echo in the ring.
Rude.
I mean,
No, I can't because
why can't you?
I guess
He went and got an external mic. You should be able to choose what to use as your microphone.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably wait for Trevor to get back.
you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'll just go through my own feed and everything will work great.
Yeah, for the most part.
There was a literal microphone from I presume Matt and brother streaming.
Yeah. I think it's used for Zoom calls and stuff sometimes.
Rick Sanchez is just old Flintlock wood.
Oh, I keep forgetting to say, Hazel needs to learn, like, the constellations and stuff in this world.
Okay.
Because they'd probably be different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've been working on that, I guess.
Hyades
You don't really
started-
have a source to learn the constellations, though.
I mean, I can look at the sky and see if I see shapes.
She can name her own.
Yeah, you can name your own constellations. You don't really have a necessarily like an astronomy source at the moment, or astrology guide, or astronomy guide.
Alright, well, I'm familiarizing myself with the sky in general.
To
then
get-
when we get back to town, I'll get a book.
To get used to looking for constellations and things.
And again, you can kind of, like, see some shapes and stuff and be like, okay, so I'll have to remember to see if that's a thing. And
If that's a thing, yeah.
Kaede has started graffitiing the abandoned houses.
Just that's what you're doing in your free time. After you've absolutely made your throat incredibly sore, screaming for like 3 hours, cutting Windblade.
Don't anymore, guys.
So Trina, you saw that American Smokers show or whatever, right? American Barbecue?
Yeah.
The funniest thing to me about that show is the chair that they do like the one-on-one questions with, because it's very obviously the same chair for everyone, and they had to size it for all the big guys that are on it, because like the little old like grandmas and stuff, little old ladies, just look so tiny and so small in this massive chair.
They got some big dudes.
Yeah, they do. Like, some of them are huge. They're tall and wide.
Mm-hmm. Hefty boys.
Oh Lord, they coming.
True facts.
True.
On the plus side, you know they make good barbecue.
Some of them make good barbecue.
Decent barbecue? They would make better barbecue than I would.
Mm. I don't know, the guy in the first, like, episode or whatever, like, undercooked all his stuff.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Found what you need, JJ.
Mini microphone for mobile. I love it.
I wonder what our streamers are thinking right now.
Well, there's no one watching, so nothing. Welcome back, Ash.
Hello, yeah, I'm back. Had a great dinner of homemade pasties. Very tasty.
Oh, yummy. Fancy.
Nice. I know what that's like.
I bet you do up in the Upper Peninsula.
Oh yeah, but.
Oh, yeah, bud.
Oh yeah.
So what you missed anyway, Hazel saw a ghost, I guess, eh?
That was smart. I didn't fall for
They
it.
were smart and didn't chase the kid, eh? Decided, oh, that's too much.
You saw the ghost while looking for stuff for the turkey stuff, or is this at night or
Well,
something?
looking for turkey stuff. They were making a primitive smoking rack. Your church turned up empty, for the most part. For some broken utensils, bowls, and things, and Willow's been sitting there, mending them, in the meantime. While, what's everyone else doing? Willow's fixing the broken stuff.
And little putty in the backs.
Oh, a little epoxy, little... Scrape it off.
Yeah, little epoxy.
Yeah.
What time of day is it? Is it
Oh,
nighttime?
It's like an hour or two before dusk. Before dark.
What's that?
Isn't Friday? Isn't there a thing in Japan about like you put gold in broken pottery?
Hayate would know this. Jordan does not.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Yeah. Real life, I've heard something about that too.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
It's something about the beauty and fragility.
Yeah, they mend it with gold or something like
Oh,
that.
that's precise. So I was imagining putting like literal gold inside of a broken pot.
Oh.
Like a couple gold
That
pieces.
happened. Like Coyote takes a second. Like I don't. Oh, you mean like repairing it with gold? Yes. It's like the
Yeah.
beauty and fragility. Makes
Friday thought that you were trying to leave an offering for the yokai or something to fix the
Yeah.
bowl for you.
Yeah. So Willow's fixing bowls. What's everyone else doing?
That's a
I
good
mean, I
question.
can cast mending on the bowls if we need.
That's what Willow's doing.
That is what I'm doing.
That's what Willow's doing. Okay, cool.
It's not really a two-person job. I mean, it'd be done faster,
Yeah.
but it's only a minute per thing.
What? We've got food going? Oh no. I'm gonna explore the woods.
I guess Ash will take up cooking dinner with the turkey and herbs that Hazel found earlier.
Alright, so Ash is cooking. Kate is going exploring. Oakley, Hazel?
Somebody's making noise. now.
That is Trevor. It's probably his fan.
Is it me? Okay, sorry. And reposition myself better.
Change places.
Are we settling into dinner? Is that what's happening?
Dinner's starting to get prepared. Willow's fixing a bunch of, like, broken cookware and stuff, and mending things. Coyote's going out, checking out the woods, just to see what you see.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave Jasper here and let them know. Just like get his attention. He should be able to tell me. The easiest way to get a message across.
I'll probably let Malcolm know that I saw another ghost and maybe take him to show him where it was and stuff.
Okay. We'll do that in just a second. You can only communicate with your familiar with it when it's within 100 feet of you.
Okay. Is there a limit to how far I can see through its eyes?
That is...
10 feet?
I would say that's probably 100 feet. Because that's the, like, telepathic communication.
Okay, so it's all within 100 feet?
Yes.
That makes the spell much less useful.
Well, you know, you're communicating with it telepathically. If you're going through its
I'm
senses...
talking about just looking through its eyes.
Yeah, no, I'd say that's probably... Because it says, while it's within 100 feet of you, additionally. So,
I mean, that's fine.
It's 100 feet.
My point stands.
I mean, it's still not bad.
Yeah, it's still
'cause
pretty good.
You can do that with other things. But, no, it's not... If it could go infinite distances, that would be very, very broken. Anyway, just a note there. So, are you not going more than 100 feet away, or...
Well, no, because I doubt I'll find anything.
Okay, so what are you going to do then?
I'm just gonna...
I'll just shout real loud for Kaede if we need her.
Real loud. Kaede! I imagine Ash has some experience with that.
Yeah.
Oakley, what are you doing?
I'll probably just hang out and wait for dinner. Or maybe start a fire or something.
Well, I mean, there's
Or
our...
cooking, not just around.
You're gonna help. You're just gonna help Ash cook,
Yeah.
do some prep work and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So Hazel, you take Malcolm around, and he kind of makes some notes, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. A child, and kind of sees where it was, and sees these different small kind of barefoot footprints, kind of of this same kind of sulfurous smelling residue. Before it runs off into a home and the footprints vanish. Ash, Oakley, just roll me. Neither of you have any sort of like cooking experience, right?
I mean, not really. Besides just cooking, like Ash cooking for himself at home.
Yeah, but you're not like cooking utensils or anything proficiency.
No.
Okay. Just someone roll. Either one of you roll me a d20 with advantage because the other one's doing the prep work and things. Who's gonna get it off first?
Oh, I just gave up.
Oh.
I also gave up.
You gotta be like Trina and just be on it. Just go, 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 go.
Oh, drat. I don't know what I did wrong.
Oh, because it's trying to roll a check. Sorry, roll 2d20. Because 1d20
Okay.
with advantage is just 2d20. It's not an actual check. That makes sense. Well,
I'm very consistent at 11, 20.
it's not the best, but it's fairly adequate and palatable in the end.
Turkey.
The turkey, yeah. Various assorted berries and stuff.
Apparently, I had a lot more experience cutting up the turkey, like cutting up birds, than actually cooking them.
Butchery and cooking are two very different skills.
Yes.
Yeah, so you kind of cut the bird, slice, or not cut the bird, cook the bird. As you all are sitting down to eat, still trying to figure out what to do with the rest of this meat that's been kind of slowly chilled by one of you every hour or so. Malcolm.
Using our just various frost spells.
Various frost spells and cooling techniques. Malcolm comes up, he's eating with you, and says, so, I've been thinking, and you guys have been awfully busy today, and as have we, I want to send Claude here off to, with my pigeon, with my bird, and some supplies to come back with a new mount for himself, a new turkey for us, and a new turkey for you. No cost to you all at all. Business expenses, they say. So soon it'll just be the six of us around.
They say, oh, how nice, and then look at Kaede like, yeah, it's a good thing we didn't do the whole thing.
Kaede and Oakley just kind of look at each other.
Generally.
Everyone just kind of looks at each other with a real knowing glance, like,
I mean, yeah, I definitely thank Malcolm and ask, like, Are you sure Claude's okay with like going off by himself for a little bit?
And he says, "Oh, he'll be fine. He's more than capable of doing this
Is
kind of
Claude
thing."
there? Can I like read Claude's reaction about whether or not he's actually okay with this?
He's almost thrilled to be going.
Okay, that also makes sense.
I don't doubt that Claude is far more capable than Malcolm is.
He's almost thrilled to be going because he's just Malcolm's assistant and kind of muscle. He just kind of hauls and moves things, lifts stuff, and does a lot of the grunt work for him, while Malcolm's just like prunes and preens and stares with various like magnifying glasses and scopes and things, notebooks.
Okay, wait a second. Now I'm gonna investigate Claude to see if he was the one that set up the wolf attack, so he would have an excuse to leave.
Roll an insight check.
Oh, I don't actually know. I don't think that.
I know. But yeah, he seems pretty happy to go, and he kind of says, "Is there anything you guys need while he's out doing a quick shopping run?" I say quick. Who knows how long he'll be? But anything else? Anything you guys need while you're gone or while he's gone?
Actually, some cooking supplies would be great as they're trying to take care of this stupid turkey. As I look over to see Kaede do some anime bullshit over the turkey for the once-an-hour refrigeration.
Just prestidigitations drawings of snowflakes just fall through the air. He kind of chuckles and he says, I saw that struggle earlier. I can have him get some salt and things of the nature. We don't normally come with any cooking racks and things. Normally just make do with what we find and dried goods. So it's almost nice that this happened. And he kind of chuckles.
In the future, bring a pack turkey and a meal turkey.
Exactly.
I mean, 10 gold. How much meat is a turkey? Can we bring a meal turkey with us next time?
Probably. You put your
10 gold is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
All
It'd
told.
probably be cheaper.
you put your trail rations on the meal turkey. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good idea. It's not a bad idea.
Consider that for the future.
And he kind of
Alright,
chuckles.
I need one of us to get a feat soon so that we can get the cooking feat. And actually, I've been trying to find an excuse to get the cooking feat on someone. This is
See
it.
at the chef.
Yourself.
To get chef. You know, Ash is gonna start writing cookbooks.
They're gonna be like.
in the beginning.
Ash is.
You know, cooking is like poetry in a way.
It's an art in its
It's gonna
own
be like-
form.
It's poetry of
Food.
meat.
Ash should definitely make some like very cheesy cookbooks that were like poetry cookbooks, like either start with a poem or like if he could make the recipe into a poem.
Exactly. Poem.
Or you could make recipes themed on different
Exactly.
poems.
Oh, for sure, definitely that one. Except for it's not gonna be nice poems. It's all gonna be like the Red Death.
Yeah, and it's just a red velvet cake. Death by the Red Death, the Red Velvet Death. Anyway, and he kind of says, anything else you guys need? Some salts, cooking utensils, oil, rope,
Howdy.
any other.
A large container, like a
A barrel.
barrel.
And he's just kind of.
Or not necessarily a barrel, but like a
Cauldron.
A cooking pot.
yeah,
Cooking pot.
maybe, just go,
Some storage
just go with a
containers.
cooking pot.
And he kind of just writes, he just kind of starts jotting some things down. And he rips out a piece of paper from a notebook and hands it to Claude. And he says, he'll be leaving first thing tomorrow morning for all of us. Anyway.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Claude. I appreciate your
And he
initiative.
says, oh, it's not a problem. Just like I said, it's a business expense. And wouldn't want my bodyguards getting upset with me and leaving now, would I? And he kind of chuckles.
I gotta go.
When is that happening?
Alright, you guys kind of bunker down for the night. Let's get watch order.
Willow will take first watch if no one else wants it.
Katie's gonna go last to draw the sun's
I'll-
surprise.
I'll go second.
Ash can go second. Ash can go second to last, as I was gonna say, so that works out perfect.
So Oakley's getting a full night's rest tonight.
Sounds like an Ash thing too.
Yeah, on account
Yep.
of Jordan had to walk away for a minute, so.
Okay, first watch. Roll me a perception check and a percentile.
We make sure we gather all the turkeys around us.
You guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
we-
One of the things Claude kind of did for the day was establish, like, kind of one of the buildings that they've already been through as kind of a makeshift stable for some of them. It's a little tight.
And we're really gonna piss off some ghosts there.
It's a little
Is
tight.
there
but-
only one entrance to that place?
One main door and some windows.
Okay, I'm gonna block that main door with Liam's tiny hut.
Okay, so you guys are gonna
as
sleep
the ritual.
next to it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just to make sure we don't lose all of our current turkeys.
so they can't get through the hut. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Willow, do you think that was higher or lower than what I rolled?
Higher.
I rolled a 72. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
That was a rough one to try to guess.
Yeah, it's close to the middle.
Willow,
Oh no!
right after
She's
the
got
fire,
some
Willow is all in on this ghost.
the fire begins dying, and the light begins flickering, and all your companions have kind of settled off to sleep before their watch. You can kind of hear the faint hooting of owls and chirping of bats in the night. Before, just for a moment, something catches your eye. You don't quite see what it is, but something pulls you to it, draws you to follow it for, you don't really know how long, 5, 10, 15 minutes maybe? It's kind of hard to tell as you're chasing this kind of vague shape through this ruined town. Before you see 3 kind of little kids playing and 2 women sitting on a bench fanning themselves. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
It went great last time.
That's better.
She learned.
She learned. For a brief moment, you kind of can feel, for a second, you kind of forget where you're at. You look around and you're like, what's happening? Where am I? Before you're like, oh, something made me follow these kids here, to this scene. They're kind of seemingly playing with some sort of ball or something, kicking, running, catching, and you see 2 women kind of sitting on a bench, kind of chit-chatting. You can't quite hear what they're saying where you are. What are you going to do?
Do they look transparent, or do they look like people?
They're people in shape, but it's
that's
dark
my
and it's very hard to tell.
Does Willow wanna call to these people alone? No, Willow does not want to call to these people alone. She has a high intelligence. I am going to make a keynote of my surroundings. I'm going to make a little not pressy. I'm gonna pick up a rock near my foot.
Just dump some glow stick oil on it.
Never mind. I was going to. I was thinking about that, but I don't really want to alert them that I'm here. I'm gonna back away slowly, go back to the group, and wake up Ash.
Make a stealth check.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh. I miss her. I miss
You
being
kind of
her.
begin backing away slowly, but it's dark and it's hard to see, and you kind of trip and stumble and just kind of crash into just a pile of old half-rotten crates, and it just crashes down around you and echoes for a brief moment. And you kind of panic, look around, and you don't know quite where you're at. You seem to be a little bit lost. Roll me a survival check.
Why?
Wow.
Damn.
Oof.
Oh my god.
Well,
So many twos.
die in the woods.
This is one of the things I don't like about rolling online is you can't change dice if they're not changed.
Looking around, Crash, just disoriented, frightened, you start kind of running, knowing that any stealth you might have had is gone, before eventually you find yourself kind of alone, and you see the buildings have gone a little bit sparser, and you seem to have found yourself kind of deep in the woods. Roll me a percentile.
Awesome.
Willow.
Me.
Yeah, if you'll direct your eyes to these fantastic rolls she's had.
Did you roll higher or lower than I did?
I have lower.
I rolled a 72.
Thought he was about to.
I thought for sure he was gonna say I rolled a 5.
So you kind of look around, and for a brief moment you hear a crack in the distance, followed by another and another, before you can kind of hear it becoming fewer and more distant. Whatever was nearby seems to have been walking away and not taken any notice of you. You are a little lost. It is dark, and you are alone. What are you going to do?
Die in the woods, apparently.
That's a good question. Something for sure. That's not a lot. Long time. Okay. I am going to touch my necklace touch the necklace I'm wearing and cast light.
Okay. You kind of get out some glow-in-the-dark paint and kind of glow up your necklace a little bit.
Yep.
No longer in complete darkness.
Awesome. And then actually, you know what, this might be fun. I'm gonna try it. Where is it?
So
No,
is the way
I'm
we do
going
things
to-
just that the last person wakes the next person up for watch, probably?
For the most part, yeah. If someone could wake up in the night and go and take over, but that's not the normal way for things to go on, unless it's been a very, very long time. But this has been maybe 2 hours into a 4-hour watch.
Okay.
How long are we sleeping?
Yeah, wait a second.
Well, it's late
Because
night.
there's 4 watches.
I get
4 watches, 4 hours.
3-hour shifts, sorry. Because you have to think it's morning too, and also it's late night at this point. It's dark.
But not long enough that anybody would have
Waking up,
noticed
yeah.
that she's gone yet or anything
You have to
like
also
that.
think you're not going to wake up the right amount of time every time.
That's pretty much what I was trying to figure out. But
So you're no longer in the dark. You can see around you. You're
And
kind of at the edge of town.
I want to pick up a little bit of dirt, rub it in my hands, and wipe it on like my shoots. To cast Launch Strider.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can go fast, or I can. I have to have a pinch of dirt, and I'm a alchemist, so.
Well, you can have
Might
a
as
pinch
well
of
go
dirt
ahead with
or a focus, which is just your material equipment. So you could really have long try to be just like a coffee or something. Make you go fast.
Fucking coffee. Yeah. Sure.
It's a shot of espresso.
Willow downs some fucking espresso. She has a cold brew on her at all times. She fucking downs that shit.
Not
And,
anymore.
I was gonna say just those caffeine pills.
Let's get caffeine pill. That's exactly it.
all time.
All right. So you're a little bit faster. You can see.
Yep. And now she's gonna. I can see it. I'm faster. I don't know where the fuck I am. But
So I just
I'm
want to point
gonna
out that the
figure that
caffeine
out.
pills are great because if you ever take haste, I'm just gonna imagine that it's still the caffeine pills, but you snort them instead.
I was gonna say it's 2 of them. All right. Make another survival check. You managed to make your way into town to an area you've kind of recognized. You're about back where you were before you started trying to sneak away. The figures seem to be gone at the moment. Roll me a percentile. Higher or lower?
I think I'm higher.
I rolled an 18.
Thank God.
Go ahead and roll me another survival check.
Okay.
You don't make any progress at this point. It's been like, to your estimate, with the time you kind of lost wandering through the village to where you are now, it's been 3 or so hours. If you're lucky, Ash might wake up soon. But
Okay.
What's next for watch? I guess it
or
doesn't
Ash or
really matter.
Hazel, whoever might wake up next, might wake up soon.
I just want you all to know that I've had the perception check queued up for my watch this entire time.
All right, you're about where you were. You kind of see the crashed and broken crates that you stumbled into in the dark. You can kind of see now, thanks to your light, the kind of white-yellow residue of the footprints where the kids were running and the ladies were sitting.
I don't want to go that way. It is good to know that there is residue. That's always nice to see firsthand. Okay. I would like to take a left, wherever that left may lead me.
I'm going to roll a percentile. You know, you take a left and you just kind of start walking. And slowly but surely you make your way to a part of town where you're starting to recognize. Make me a survival check with advantage.
Sound of the police.
Woot woot.
But heard that.
Thank God.
I heard that Hazel or Willow was missing, so I called the cops.
Kind of looking around, leaning, bending, and checking every corner, you can kind of finally see off in the distance the purple opaque bubble that is Liamin's tiny hut. Before you kind of rush yourself back. All right. What are you doing? You've made it back.
I'm waking up Hazel.
You wake up Hazel.
Hey,
Wake up.
So saw ghosts also, 2 kids, and they were playing. They tried to get me to play with them. Luckily, I did not. They brought me to some ladies that were having household chores outside. Definitely not alive. And then I got super lost in the woods. It was fucking great. Loving it here. we should have some sort of like mapping out system so that we don't get lost in the middle of the night, just in case.
And or maybe we should start doing watches in pairs or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be a good idea. I did not want to get a. Is it? Oakley said it. Ghost busted. Ghostbuster. I don't want to do that alone. No, thank you.
Silly idea.
Ghostbuster.
What if we? I mean, I guess we couldn't do patrols, but I was trying to imagine, like, what if we, like, tied a rope around her ankle or something, you know, like, almost like Odysseus with the Odyssey, so that way we don't just, like, wander off without realizing it.
Or Jasper can stay up and wake me up if anybody wanders off into the forest.
Could probably help too.
I'm gonna try something weird.
Alright.
Is
I don't think
snapping the person
Did
who
you-
is enchanted out of it, would that be something that a familiar could
Well,
do?
did you just...
No.
Well, I think Willow just woke up Hazel. Also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So, you'll have to discuss this in the morning.
Right, sorry, I misunderstood.
Yes. Yep. It was just Hazel. I'm just talking to Hazel. They are very calming. I don't want to disrupt everyone.
Alright, Hazel.
Hazel, I've been up for the past like 3 hours for my shift now. Maybe 4. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what time it is. Do you want me to stay up longer and then I'll sleep during the day, or are you good? I could wake up Oakley.
I mean, I guess it comes back to, could my familiar snap me out of it?
You don't know.
Not really any
idea.
good way to find out either.
Your familiar could wake other
Um,
people up.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Oscar and I'll go out, everybody else can sleep. I tell Oscar to wake people up if I go wandering off.
Okay.
Should I roll my perception check
Yeah,
now?
go ahead and roll a perception check. And roll a percentile.
Cameron, I could have done this a while ago. Can I?
I think
put
I
an
rolled
alarm
higher.
on the hut now.
Can you what, Trina?
Can I put an alarm around our area?
Yeah, you can cast that as a
Like-
ritual.
Dope. Just in case.
Oh, and then they can wake you up if anybody crosses it.
Set an alarm against intrusion. Choose a door, window, or an area that is no larger than 20-foot cube until spell ends. Whenever a tiny or larger creature touches or enters the warded area when you cast it, that won't set off the alarm, mental or audible. A mental alarm pings you, and if you are within 1 mile of the warded area, the ping awakes you if you are sleeping. The audible alarm produces the sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60 feet. Doesn't say anything about leaving the area, but depending on where you set it up, you could probably figure that out.
Well,
Yeah. If we have like an entry, it's a bubble. There are lots of entrances and exits. Hazel, are you staying in the bubble or outside of the bubble?
Bubble?
The tiny
The
hut?
tiny hut.
Well,
The dome.
I wouldn't be a very good watch person if I stayed in the hut, would I?
Yeah, especially where it's set up now, you'd mostly be staring out of the door.
Isn't it inside a building?
Yeah, it's like in the doorway, blocking it. That being said,
I don't think that would be very effective for watching.
the alarm and the tiny hut take up the same space. Basically. 10-foot radius sphere, 20-foot cube. So you could set it up if someone wanted and tried to enter the hut. Would work.
Sure. Yeah.
Or you could try to set it up if anyone enters through the windows or the part of the the part of your shelter that's not in the hut.
Not
So like where the
because
birds
if it's
are.
in the hut, real likely. Yeah, I'll do the alarm around the birds. So you at least don't have to worry about that area.
Yeah, so anything that walks into that area that's not one of you guys or the Barbs will do the mental alarm, or do you want the handbell?
Mental alarm, and then I will wake others
Okay.
as seen fit.
Okay.
I don't want to alarm our boss.
Got it. All right. Madison, you rolled a percentile. Did you think you rolled higher or lower?
Pretty sure I rolled higher.
I rolled a 72. You did roll higher. A little.
That one was not a tough guess.
A little spooked from your experience earlier that day and what Willow was saying. You're kind of surprised when your watch is really peaceful. You kind of sit out, stare at the stars, kind of get familiar with the night sky a little bit, and eventually wake up Ash.
How was Watch, Hazel?
Mine was fine.
I hate you, Trevor. You didn't have to actually make a yawn.
Willow
Did
did.
my fake yawn make you yawn?
He is very susceptible. Sometimes the word yawn will be enough.
Yawn.
Sometimes I've seen the dog trigger him.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, back to the game. Hazel was telling us
My
that-
watch was fine, and I just tell him what happened to Willow, basically.
Okay.
And I'll
Okay.
leave Oscar with him.
I don't know how long your familiar lasts for.
Oh yeah, I don't know either.
I think it's a couple hours.
Let's see here.
Uh,
Wild familiar.
When you have spell, a number of hours equal to half your druid level. You're level 5, so that's 2 hours. So he's around for most.
You got Oscar for most of your
most
watch.
of your watch, unless you do it again, in which case, because you have the 2 uses or whatever of wild shape.
And I'm going to sleep right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I may as well just do it again, right?
Yeah. You kind of have him for most of all of your watch and part of Ash's. Ash, perception check, and percentile.
Okay, so I guess for the first, well, I have Oscar with me. I'll go out and do more patrols than normal, and when I don't have Oscar with me, I'll do a lot less.
Okay.
Perception. And I'm gonna guess that my 89 was higher than what you rolled.
I rolled a 10.
Cool.
Your watch,
89 is a little higher.
kind of making the round, checking that nothing's amiss with Oscar for a while. Things go smoothly. As soon as he kind of poofs away, you make your way back to the camp peacefully in order to wake up.
Can't Oscar talk?
Yeah, Oscar can, but he mostly talks with Hazel.
He's a cat, though. I don't know if he does talk.
Yeah, he can talk.
Fair.
He makes
Yeah,
he makes pithy remarks.
Yeah. Every now and again, he walks over and rubs up against your leg. You kind of scratch him, and then he just kind of climbs up a building as quickly as possible.
He is made of plants.
Sorry that I paid
So bear
attention to
that in
you.
mind.
Good to know. I will still love him.
I was just
He is
thinking,
still a
like
good cat.
rubbing up, like you're getting plant sensation, not fur sensation.
Yeah, that is definitely good to know, because I was imagining a normal cat.
Yeah, no.
I just hope that you don't try to make him out of poison ivy on purpose.
That would be
I think
funny.
it's just made out of generally plants. I don't know if it's specified.
Yeah, just like plant material, like stem material. kind of thing.
Okay.
Probably has some leaves on him.
Yeah, I
And
imagine
then,
once
his tail,
Oscar...
and then his tail has a flower.
Yeah, various whatever flower.
Which is today, I don't know, a tulip, I guess.
Tulip.
Okay. I imagine when Oscar leaves, Ash just kind of goes back to the bubble and then only does like a lap around the nearest houses, mostly like pokes his head in to check on the turkeys, that sort of thing, and then just sits in the middle of the group. He's just like, okay, I'm not afraid of no ghosts, but I'm also not gonna mess with no spirits.
I'm not afraid of no ghosts, but I know better, man. All right.
Exactly.
You kind of get your watch kind of ends kind of quietly. As soon as you kind of start feeling tired again, you go and wake up Kaede for a final watch.
Hey, Kaede. Last 2 watches have been fine. Apparently, Willow got by a ghost and it, like, dragged her... sorry, I'm making this sound way scarier than it is. It, like, kind of enchanted her, I guess? I don't know. She followed a ghost, got lost in the woods for a little bit, and then came back, so didn't get hurt or anything, but was definitely spooked from the sounds of it.
I wonder if it was magic. I wonder if it could get through the dome. Because Kaede is gonna do her where she sends Jasper off and...
To be honest, have no idea if she was in the dome when it happened, or if she was wandering about when it happened.
Okay. So, Kaede is just gonna do her sitting in the dome while Jasper goes and scouts. I also, the reason I was exploring the woods earlier was to make use of my keen mind. And I'm gonna take special care to memorize the surrounding town while I'm going through with Jasper.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a percentile and a perception check. Higher or lower?
Higher.
I rolled a 29.
Oh, cool.
Nothing exciting. It's kind of a quiet watch for the most part.
Okay. Did Ash explain that Willow talked about getting lost to Kaede?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I just tried to say that to you. That,
I wasn't sure if, like specifically the getting lost part on the way back, because I know she got captured and led off into the forest, but it would make sense to do what I'm about to do if she.
Well, she didn't get led off to the forest. She got lost and made her way back to the forest. Or made her way to
on
the
the way back.
forest.
That's not what he told me. That's not what Ash told her though. Ash said I gotta led into the forest. It's fine. I'm okay with being
That makes sense.
Kaede's gonna sit
Game of
down,
telephone.
and while everybody wakes up, she's gonna spend an hour and cast Find Familiar. She's going to turn Jasper into a sparrow.
Do you have the materials?
Yes, I have 5
Okay.
sets of Find Familiar.
Okay.
I bought them before we left on the first mission.
Okay. So Jasper is now a bulb. A little bulb.
And he's going to fly within 100 feet, and she's gonna map it out
Okay, just kind
using her keen mind.
of get down the kind of general area. All right. You kind of.
And then if she runs out of that 100 feet space, she's gonna move to the next area and map that out.
Yeah, it's wherever she gets
That's
caught.
what she's gonna do today.
Okay. Throughout the rest of the day. All right.
Yeah.
Dawn comes. Everyone kind of begins waking up, getting used to the various things. So Kaede, for the next kind of foreseeable future, will be kind of mapping out the area, getting familiar with it and things.
It'd be fairly easy, given my artistic talent and photo memory.
Yeah. So are you drawing it all down?
Yeah, I'm essentially drawing a bird's eye view
Okay.
of what I'm seeing.
All right.
So it's not like, a traditional map. It's more like a picture
Yeah.
from the sky.
Make a performance check. For quality of mapping. You're not a cartographer by trade, so.
That was the wrong one.
I mean, I'll take the 16. Your performance is probably modifiers more than
It
plus
is
4, right?
a +5.
Yeah, okay. Alright. So you kind of spend the next day going around, kind of mapping it, going around, sitting there, mapping an area, going into bird's eye view, drawing what you see, and kind of getting a pretty decent layout of the town. You managed to get maybe a quarter of the way done, probably by noon, by around lunchtime. Or you get the rest, you kind of just getting prepped on making the meat and stuff with what you've got, going around and kind of preparing Hazel, collecting food and stuff. Claude goes off onto his expedition, and I assume you guys tell Malcolm about the ghosty goose, or ghosty goo, that
Death?
was chasing Trina, or pulled Willow away. At this point, he's just beginning to get really intrigued, and he's just kind of like, did they say anything while you were there? Did you approach? Did you talk to them?
I did not talk to them. They didn't say anything. There was definitely they were having fun. They were playing together, and they wanted me to come play with them. You know how children are. They don't necessarily need to tell you that they want you to play with them for you to understand that they want you to play with them.
And he's just kind of like, well, why didn't you play with them? It would have been a fantastic opportunity to learn some things. This is the third time it's happened,
because I was
right?
by myself.
Listen, Malcolm, I'm gonna let you know, sometimes you don't mess with spirits, okay? Sometimes the spirits talk to you and they're chill. These seem like a little bit more, spooky spirits. So, if you see the kids, if you want to talk to them, at least bring one of us along first, okay?
He kind of goes, fine. I'm just going to go check out the forest, the woods a little bit closer to the palace today, anyway.
Stay up one night to see if you can see these things to get a better idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested, you can try and stay up with one of us, and,
He kind of says,
if either one of us see it, you can see it.
he kind of says, I was waiting for someone to volunteer. And he kind of goes and puts his arm around Ash's shoulder, like, what a nice gentleman, what a nice gentleman. Anyway, I've got some exploring to do. I'll be back by lunch today. Before he kind of goes off.
Do you need any help grabbing anything?
And he says, no, I'm just going for a stroll, take my mind off things and see what's around. And he kind
Fair
of
enough. Have a good one.
heads off into the town yonder, while the rest of you prepare lunch and things. Surely enough, everything kind of goes pretty smoothly. He returns for lunch before the night starts, and Malcolm says that he'll be staying up tonight with whoever's on the second watch, closest to midnight, closest to the darkest hours, to see what'll happen. So who's first watch?
You know who likes the darkest
Seeing the stars that they had second watch last night and can probably therefore pick a different watch tonight. I'll take third watch, because I want to be the person that hears how things went.
I'll take second watch.
Sorry, my internet cut out for a second. We're shuffling around watches. Am I going on first watch with Malcolm? Is that what I was voluntold?
Malcolm's doing second watch.
With Kaede.
Whoever happens to be in that slot, which Kaede has volunteered for.
Cool. Ash was really hoping to not get stuck babysitting the dude that wants to go poke every spirit he sees.
Yeah, that was what I was saying, was like, I was so grateful that I had second watch last night so I could get a different shift.
If I'm with Malcolm, the dome might disappear during my watch, so you might want to put up your alarm around us, Willow.
Happily. Thank you, Kaede. Make sure that you're armed.
Oh, Logan's here.
Oh, I'm always armed. As her book just kind of floats up.
I was really hoping that Kaede was just gonna point to both of her arms.
Really hoping so too.
I set it up.
Yes.
Damn.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's alright, I'm used to
Then I'm
this.
gonna ritual cast Tiny Hut.
Just for first watch.
Yeah, and I'll do it again when I get back from my second watch.
Okay.
Probably like it'll take an hour of the person's watch after me that I just chat with them, I guess.
Okay. Well, it's 10 extra minutes to ritual cast.
Oh, I thought it was an hour to cast it. Period. Nope, never mind.
No, it's I think it's a minute to cast and then 10 minutes normally, so it's 11 minutes altogether.
It just feels like an hour because it's not a spell you use in combat.
I mean, it is a spell you could very well use in combat if you're running away, like falling back for a while,
Possible.
or you know something's coming.
Yeah.
It has its uses for the minute cast time. Anyway, so who's first watch?
I think Ash was.
Yeah, sure, I can be first watch this time.
Give me a percentile and a d20. Or a percentile and a perception check. These dice are loaded, I swear. Higher or lower?
No, a 60, that's,
Yeah.
lower.
I rolled a 72.
Oh!
Pretty quiet watch.
But like, it's a lot of 72s.
Yeah, that's what I said. I swear these dice are fucking loaded. And he kind of... Anyway.
And Willow had gotten all those 4s.
Yeah. So...
I got two twos, a 3, and a 1.
A couple hours into your shift, like maybe half an hour or so before it's supposed to be done, you kind of hear Malcolm coming out and he goes, so you're who I'm with tonight. So he kind of yawns and rolls his shoulders and stretches. Big kind of steaming cup of liquid in front of him, sipping from.
Talking to me?
No, he's talking to Ash.
Oh.
He found his way into Willow's caffeine pill stash. Sorry, you said he came out after how long?
About 2.5 hours, so near the end of your watch. A little bit early,
Okay.
though.
Yawn a little bit. Actually, I'm almost done. Kaede is gonna be taking over in a few minutes, so she'll be the one watching with you for most of the time.
And he kind of yawns and says, shame. I was hoping it would be you. Such a nice man.
Is Malcolm trying to get with Ash or
And-
what?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he flirting with me?
You were kind of the face who was introduced to him. As far as he knows, is you're the leader.
Oh, rip.
As far as we know, he's the leader too. So.
Why is the bard the most reasonable one?
Why is the bard
This has never happened
the
before.
bard being the face of the party? What?
Kaede thinks this entire thing's a game. So, like...
And he kind of yawns. It's just says, "Oh well, I could wake up for a little bit at least."
Yeah, do some jumping jacks, some morning routine aerobics, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of does some jumping jacks a little bit. It's real awkward, kind of half an hour as he's half asleep, trying to wake up.
Honestly, at this point, I'm trying to see, like, how outlandish I can suggest the exercises to be. I'm like, okay, now you need to stand on one foot and pat your head and rub your stomach in a circle.
He kind of starts doing, and he's like, is this just a coordination thing, or?
Yeah, try to make sure, you start off real simple, then you try to put more together so it really wakes up your mind and invigorates you because you got to think about more things all at once.
He's like, I think it's working. About half an hour later, he's just absolutely just kind of drenched in sweat from these, like, kind of morning calisthenics that you've been putting him through. Like, more and more ridiculous things.
Before he's going to sleep. Or, like, right in the middle of his sleep.
No, he's been staying
He's gotta
up.
be awake to see the ghost.
He hasn't slept yet.
I can be like, what happened? Oh my god.
What happened?
He's just gonna be like, I'm doing exercises.
I'm waking myself up. Anyway, you wake up Kaede. Go back to sleep, I presume. Kaede wakes up.
Like, alright, Kaede, I woke him up for you.
Oh, can you do the
Have
same
fun.
for me?
Okay, well, first you gotta start with jumping jacks.
Fuck you, Ash. He's walking away.
Kind of can't walk away when you're both in the tiny hut.
Yeah, the bubble pops.
Just gets rid of it right away. Just for dramatic effect. Alright.
Alarm's already up.
Well, roll a perception check.
As I'm walking with this dude.
As you're walking with this dude, strolling through town.
So what got you into this business?
He kind of sits there and he kind of goes, mostly a love for history and trying to solve a good puzzle. You'd be surprised how many strange happenings and things there are out in this world. Roll me a percentile check. Or a percentile. Higher or lower?
Okay, so here's the question.
Well, I will have you
wrong?
roll 3 of them.
You answer wrong to summon ghosts.
Exactly.
But here's the question. If you answer wrong because you're trying to summon ghosts, will you summon ghosts?
True, that's true. I'm gonna say lower.
Is it?
Correct. I rolled an 84. Roll a percentile. Higher or lower?
Lower.
You think I rolled lower than you, or you rolled lower than me?
I rolled lower than you.
I rolled a 5.
Jesus Christ.
Roll me one more percentile. Higher or lower?
I'm gonna say lower again.
I rolled a 63 this time. So kind of partway through your stroll as he's explaining just kind of the appeal and things. And he says, oh, there's always strange ruins and stuff being dug up, abandoned towns and things. You'd be surprised what people leave behind and what it can tell you about different stuff. Before, for a brief moment, you see what kind of looks like the tail of a long flowing gown running off towards what you know, thanks to your effort in mapping the town earlier, kind of running off towards a path into the woods somewhere. You're not quite sure where the path goes, but you'd been there before. And you just kind of see Malcolm's face just kind of glaze over and his eyes go blank as he just kind of mindlessly begins jogging after this person's kind of going, wait.
I'm gonna cast message. How far away are we, do you think? I think we're within 120 feet.
You've just kind of been strolling around for a bit, not necessarily going anywhere seen. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, yeah. Say you're within 120.
I'm going to message Ash. I'm gonna be like, he's following a ghost into the woods. Do you guys want to follow, or should I stop him? You can respond to this message.
I feel like it's gotta be at least somewhat disjointing.
Disconcerting.
There we go. To wake up to a magical message. Disorienting, thank you, that's the word I'm going for. But I'm just gonna be like, So the first few words of the response are just like,
Right as you're falling asleep.
How does this thing work?
You wanted to see the ghost, so let him follow. Which direction are you? I'll try to. Oh shit! I don't know.
The cast message again. I'll send Jasper to lead you.
Cool.
As Jasper's gonna fly off my shoulder and go start leading them.
Okay. Jasper, it takes a few seconds for him to make it there, but he's a boy and you're not that far away, so he gets there pretty quickly.
And then I'm gonna start trailing.
Okay.
What's his name?
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
All right.
While everyone else is
catching up.
Sorry. While Jasper's coming, I'm gonna wake up everyone else. Be like, all right, come on, we're going ghost hunting because Malcolm got enchanted.
Alright, yeah, let's get to the bottom of this shit, honestly.
Okay. Alright. So you begin following Malcolm while everyone else trails a fair bit behind you.
Probably putting on armor and shit.
Yeah, trying to get dressed and things. So they kind of take a minute or two to get all geared up and ready.
I think maybe Hazel had theirs laid out since their watch was next, so maybe I'm like a little faster.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of ready, prepared for something like this to happen when you go chasing ghosts.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have to come get
K8A,
my
do you have a light source with? Oh, you don't need to see light.
I don't need a
You
light
don't need one.
source.
He probably has a torch or a lantern with him. He'd
Yeah,
probably have a
so as
lantern
his
with him.
light fades off.
The light fades off into the distance. Make a survival check with advantage as you try to track him down. It's a little rough trying to make your way through town. Terrain's real uneven. The overgrowth's kind of getting to you. But luckily, the light of his lantern kind of guides you to his way, and you can kind of track him for a fair bit. I would like Ash, Hazel, Oakley, and Willow to each roll me a wisdom saving throw.
They're gonna get there without the help of Jasper. Hey, nice nat 20.
Sorry, I had to remember the command again.
Oakley?
He had been walked away. He is just coming back.
Okay.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, hun. Oh, thank you.
I assume you don't need the,
No, I'm good.
along.
What was the last thing you heard, hun?
Kaede walking into the woods.
Okay. So she sent a message back. We're all going after him. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Everyone's saved.
Wise as hell up in here. We have all learned to be wary of the ghosts.
You've all learned to be very wary of the ghosts. So as you're all panicking, putting on armor, and getting dressed, you all just kind of see out of the corner of your eye this elderly-looking lady, leaning on a wooden cane, just kind of pointing her finger and gesturing towards her as she's kind of hobbling, going, "Come here, Sonny, I could use some help lifting something. You look mighty strong." As she kind of begins hobbling around the corner, but you all decide to ignore and make pursuit of Kaede.
We all just put our heads down.
We already have another. Sorry, man. We already have another ghost to chase. We'll help you later.
Sorry, we're already on a quest.
We're already on a quest. But after a minute or two, you guys manage to get all your armor going and begin chasing after Kaede. Being led, luckily, by Jasper. He's got a good view of the situation and can get you where you need to be. Kaede, I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Hey, real quick, did I sleep long enough to have my my wild shape and starry form and all that shit back?
Yeah. No, this is the next night. Because Ash went first.
Oh, that's right.
So you're good still.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. So I have it either way.
Okay. For a brief moment, you can kind of hear a thought in your mind say, "He went left, no right." As you see him go left, but the brief thought, disruptive thought, just kind of quickly goes away as you manage to chase his way through town. About 5 or so minutes pass of tracking him before you see him kind of standing, mouth agape, almost, looking at a woman in a very large, flowing wedding gown in the middle of the woods at this church that's just covered and wrapped in vines, kind of cracking through and everything. Let's just do that. And I should grab your tokens while I'm thinking about it.
I want to know Oscar is out and like probably riding on my shoulder for now, but he's out and stuff.
Okay. Just in
Would
case.
be what, one use technically, I think?
Yes. That'd be one of your 2 uses. So you still would be able to go starry form.
I'm gonna walk up to Malcolm and go, "Okay, buddy, I think it's time for you to wake up." Just try to shake him out of it.
Give me 1 second. Do I have a good token for Malcolm? Yeah, sure. That'll work.
Just needs to be a guy, right?
Yeah. Most of the things I have are monsters, though. Okay.
Fair.
So there's that. And then I should probably.
Oh, that's not how many hit points I have anymore.
Yeah, this is your old
have
token.
38
You'll have
now.
to adapt. You'll have to adjust it. Can you all
How do I do
all
that?
see the map?
Yup.
You adjust
Yeah,
it within your.
I mean, a little bit.
You all adjust it within your token. Actually, let's just reset the fog. Reset fog. Reveal area. So let's just reveal the whole thing. Do you guys have a torch or something? What's your guys' light source?
Yeah,
That was one of the reasons I was
probably
asking
would have
about
grabbed
starter form.
Starry form only lasts 10 minutes.
Okay, that's what I couldn't remember.
Does anybody have
grab
any
one of the torches that I. Oh wait.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
those torches
yeah.
just keep
The
going,
torches
right?
that I. Yeah, they just keep going. Yeah. Oh, y'all
Pull
have
the
a
rag
torch.
off the top.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah. Alright, so you just... There we go, turn off Alcohol War. Okay. So you kind of grab one of the torches off the ground and kind of toss it to someone and grab another one for yourself and another one for someone else. So you all can make your way through town following Jasper. Kaede makes it to the kind of destroyed church first and sees this woman in a wedding gown just kind of sitting there talking to no one. How far away are you, Kaede?
Walked up right next to Malcolm and started trying to shake him out of his stupor.
Okay. He's
I'm like, that's enough of that.
he's pretty close, so you can hear what she's being said. She's not really speaking to anyone, but you can just hear, how could she get married to that monster, that absolute creature, unheard of? She deserves so much better than him. What an absolute creature of a man, before you see the kind of form dissipate, just kind of drop in a kind of cloud into the kind of rickety floorboards of this church. And you can kind of see Malcolm just kind of confused and still a little stunned. But Kaede, I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw. For a brief moment...
Iron will, Kaede.
Iron Will. For a brief moment, you can kind of feel something kind of tug at your mind, like, what was I doing? Just for a second. Not long enough to be anything to make note of, if it wasn't for your keen mind.
Right. Like, wait, I'm not supposed to forget anything.
Alright. So, Malcolm's kind of just still real dazed and confused. What are you gonna do, Al?
Hang on, I'm looking something up.
You guys aren't quite there yet. You guys are still a couple minutes behind.
What time is it roughly?
About maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. You've probably got 6-7 hours before sunrise.
Who among us is the least wise?
I'm fairly wise. I've been having shit rolls, but
I've got proficiency in wisdom saving throws.
I do as well, because I can enhance ability.
yeah, I
Stay
have a
Oakley or
plus
Ash.
2 to wisdom.
I
There we go.
I have the least unless Ash has lower.
sorry, I didn't actually hear what you said, but I also have a +2. Or I said also. I think you said 2. I don't know. I have a +2 to wisdom, and I
I
don't
do.
have proficiency in the saving throws.
I have a +1
So-
and I do not have proficiency.
That'd be Oak.
I guess it makes sense that the drug dealer rogue is not great at wisdom.
But okay at
So
wisdom.
I will enhance ability on Oakley with Owl's wisdom. I'll have its concentration, so I can't guarantee that it'll stay if shit heats up, but for now at least you can have advantage on wisdom checks. Oh no, wait, does that count towards saving throws?
No,
Oh, then never mind, I don't do that at all.
it does not. It would be much better if
And
it
I'm
did.
sorry I wasted everyone's time.
Yeah. It's good.
It was a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I was proud of myself for remembering spells that I have. I even have it prepared.
I am proud of you, Madison. Kaede just kind of, hello, Malcolm, as he's just kind of dazed and confused, shaking. A few minutes pass, and finally he goes, huh, what? Where am I? What? Why am I out here so late? What's happening?
You followed some ghosts. I figured you'd like it more if I let you, rather than stop you.
Oh, wait,
This is where we
a
ended up.
ghost let us here? This is fantastic. Is it just you was it just you following me, or did your friends come along?
Our friends will be joining us shortly. I made them aware right when you kinda lost it.
Just about 30 seconds later, the rest of the group kind of rushes up, pitter-pattering,
And
torches
here they
in
are.
hand. And he just kind of says, well, I suppose everyone's here right now anyway. I found this place when I was checking out the woods earlier. And if a ghost led me here, it must be something interesting. As he begins.
Oh, there was also they were talking.
A special place, right?
He kind of stops in his tracks and says, they were talking?
Yeah, there was a conversation going on. Something about why did she marry him? He's a total monster. And then this lady in a dress fell through the floor.
And he kind of looks forward, lantern, he kind of sees, and he sees this residue, and he's like, oh, this is fascinating. This is so,
Here.
it's wet, and when it's fresh, and he kind of licks it. He's like, oh, that tastes, yep,
That wasn't
tastes like it
smart.
smells. And
I'm gonna.
oh, I was gonna say, he just kind of wipes his fingers on his pants and begins walking around very slowly, meticulously, kind of searching the ground, sweeping his lantern back and forth.
I'm gonna look around with him.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
I would also like to look around, and I'm gonna remember that I have guidance, so I'm gonna try and guide myself by remembering some poem about looking for things that I'm not prepared for actually quoting at the moment.
idea. Ash's poem is going to remind me that I have guidance, and I look up at the stars for it.
I do love the idea that you just stare at the stars and like, ah, yes, that's right, and then you can see things better.
Okay. So people who guidance to themselves, go ahead and roll a d20. Add a d4. So that's, or roll a perception check, and then use -b d4.
Can I do detect magic as a ritual spell right now?
It'll take 10 minutes to cast, but you can start.
I can start.
D is in boy, D is in dog.
Boy, d4. Or you could just do
and it's the 4 part before, so I thought you just said BD, and I was very confused.
you could also just add a guide to the end of
Actually,
your check.
Cameron, I'm just gonna do it as a spell.
Because I just made a snippet for it.
That's probably a good idea.
I'm very happy that I used guidance, because that plus my bonus, I got a 4 on the guidance, so I have a 24 total. That's nice.
That's very nice. So what do you do? You're starting to cast Detect Magic, Trina?
I'm just gonna do it as a spell.
Okay,
How do
don't worry about it.
do that out of...
Just lose a spell slot. So, GSS 1 minus 1. You need a space between the G and the SS.
Okay.
Oh, did you take a long rest?
Apparently not.
I missed that up earlier.
Everyone take a long rest just to be safe.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Looks like no one took a long rest.
Looks like nobody had.
GLR.
GLR.
I thought we had rest.
LR.
Make sure point LR. Oh, I need to stretch my legs.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Are we rolling a perception check or an investigation for looking around?
Well, it depends on what you're doing. Are you just kind of looking to see what's around, or are you going to start digging and kind of rooting about the place?
I would like to root about the place, so I rolled an investigation check already.
Oh, did you? I did not see your investigation check.
It's way up there. Because everybody started... We all started making a ton of rolls after I just rolled that, thinking you were going to ask us to roll.
Oh, what? You haven't rolled. I don't see this check.
Okay.
It's above guidance, where you check for guidance.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, so it's not way up there. Okay, it's just up there a little bit. Oh no, that was a long time. No, that wasn't. That was a different D10.
It's a 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was me rolling a D10. Got it. Okay. You kind of poke around. There's not really anything much that you notice, other than there seems to be a little bit of a gap between kind of the floorboards and the subground base, basically. Willow, you cast Detect Magic, and you don't really detect anything magical anymore, or at all, really. The residue kind of faintly glows a little bit in the dark, but other than that, that doesn't seem to be any sort of magical effect or anything. I would like Hazel to make a nature check. And also, everyone just kind of move around to where you guys are at. Hazel and Ash. Because you guys were kind of perceiving. And were you doing more investigating, it sounded like, Kaede?
Yeah.
Make investigation check.
Natural 20.
Okay.
What do you mean?
So, are there you said that the whole church basically is covered in vines and
Yes,
stuff, right?
Basically the 3/4 of the back of the church kind of are covered in vines and twisting things. Ash makes a nature check. Hazel, and Ash, we'll get to you in a second. Kaede, as you've followed this guy for the most part and looked around and kind of see what's happening. You notice that the sub-basement, or whatever, the gap between the or the wood and the basement or whatever, seems to connect to some sort of sewer system. There seems to be some sort of drainage or sewer system kind of running out from under this church to somewhere.
I would be like, hey guys, there's like a...
Hold that thought. Ash, Hazel, what you notice is in the back part of this church, a very large pod. A very large plant pod.
Hazel just says, "Oh shit."
And
Oh, that is very
God,
large.
it got bigger. Oh,
Oh
it
my
got even
gosh. Oh Jesus.
So you kind
I
of
would like it to be known that I'm on the.
you're outside.
There's little. Yeah, I'm outside.
This glass is difficult terrain, as is any
That's
space
fine.
with the vines in it. Anyway, let's just do that. Hazel and Ash, you kind of notice as you're kind of getting close and have the bright light over this creature that it stinks. It smells like rotting meat and is kind of
Giant cauliflower.
and is kind of undulating, and you can see this liquid kind of dripping out of the top of the pod as it's this kind of giant bud begins to kind of bloom open, and some of the vines on the ground begin
Roll your
to
initiative.
writhe and wiggle.
How do you roll initiative? Again, I'm really.
You forgot the space.
I space N.
Yes.
I joined.
Or I join. Sorry, yeah.
No, you're trying to pass the turn. Is what
Yeah,
you're trying
sorry.
to do.
That's why I was confused.
I need body. Is this the right name of the creature?
We're supposed to be putting more drawing.
Make it a little bit.
Yeah, that tracks. That being said, it will get an attack of opportunity because it does surprise you. It is going to lash a vine. IALO at Ash. And it hits. So, surprised by this large plant monster, moving out of nowhere, a vine whips out, lashes and catches Ash on the leg where he is grappled and restrained. So your speed is 0, attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. You have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Oh boy, I sure don't like any of that.
And then top of initiative, we have
Ash.
Ash, because initiative got... Is it I back?
Nice little tingo.
We'll just cycle back through.
Boy, well, you know, I really thought that for my first turn I was gonna put some distance between me and this thing, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
Alright, you're grappled, you're restrained, escape DC 15. What are you gonna do?
Well, I guess I'm gonna use my bonus actions first to roll to see if the spirits have a useful tale for me to use from this.
Beguiler.
Probably at this rate.
3, that might actually be useful.
Beloved friends, the target and another creature of its choice I can see within 5 feet of it gains temporary hit points equal to
A roll.
Bardic Inspiration die roll
Plus
plus
charisma
Charisma modifier.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not
It's just
what you
like
need
at
right
this
now.
point.
Hazel's
Yeah,
right
it's like,
next to you.
oh boy, I can almost get like temporary hit points. I kind of want gone though. Ooh, I know.
Oh, that thing is ugly.
I'm gonna cast a command at it, and I'm gonna tell it to release me.
Alright. Target plant.
Trying to see. I don't think I got around to finding a good poem for command. Drat.
A steam creature.
I beseech, send us your poor, your weary, your tired masses.
And you said the target was just called plant?
Just plant. PL would probably work too.
Cool.
Alright. Violet Command on its next turn. If it doesn't understand your language, or if it's directly harmful to you. It does not understand your language.
Fuck, I didn't pay attention to my spell about...
Is the plant a humanoid?
No.
Probably not. Huh?
You can safely say that this plant is not a humanoid. I'll give you that one for free.
Yeah, Ash basically is they're surprised and spends the whole time beseeching the plant to please let him go. And plant has no idea what he's saying. Cool.
Let me go! Vine whipping around, slashing in the air.
Alright.
A.
Time for you, girl.
Time for your girl.
Willow is really glad she is this far away, and she is going to fucking. It's a plant. She has fire. She's gonna throw a fucking firebolt. So it's exclamation S or exclamation C.
Exclamation point I space C. Name of spell dash TPL.
And then this is the dash special because it's fire, right?
Dash, or just smart at the end.
Smart. That's what it was.
Did you remember the I?
Yeah. I
'Cause
space C.
You have to write cast.
Space.
I don't think
If it's
C
C,
for
yes, it's C is for check, so you have to type out cast. That's what was my issue the first few times.
I don't think I've had that issue.
Hasn't worked for me at all. Just typing C. I always get which check are you looking for?
Weird. Anyway. You hit it. It burns. It didn't do the extra fire damage.
No. It's dash smart.
It's
or
just the word smart.
Okay, I apologize. That's fine.
Okay, go ahead and pass your turn. Hazel.
You know, I'm pretty sure I looked at taking, like, speak to plants or something like that and couldn't come up with a good enough justification to do it. And I'm so bummed out now. I can't believe I have this brilliant opportunity. So I guess I'm just gonna shift into starry form. I'm gonna take the form of the archer. So just like last time, I make light.
Okay.
And I will be... Okay, so I make one attack now, and that's a bonus action from here. Got it. Okay.
Am I just a regular rogue, or do I have a subclass?
You're a swashbuckler, Jordan.
Right.
You hit it. Blast it with your starry form. Pull back. Shoot an arrow from your little arm crossbow. Pew pew. Kind of pierces it, tears the plant meat a little bit. Some of the enzyme inside oozes out. Just a little bit.
And then I'm gonna move back, like, just a little bit.
Just a little.
Not so far back, but not literally on the same square with a vine anymore.
That's fair.
A vine just waiting to wrap around my ankle or something.
Yeah. Oakley.
I don't know what to do because this is a giant plant, so now all I can do is stab.
You got roots.
Get to stabbing.
To be honest,
all the
stabbing a giant
damage.
plant sounds pretty good.
Could you hack at the part holding Ash? How are things positioned here?
He's pretty well grappled by a vine. If Oakley wanted to spend their action trying to help Ash, I'd say they'd have advantage on their next check to escape. Unless they have some sort of other way to get all the vines off. What are you doing, Oakley? Hello? Did my internet shut itself?
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. I have no idea what's going on with Oakley.
Jordan. Jordan.
Addison, can you hear us?
Oh, I was muted. He doesn't think he's muted. He's trying to figure it out.
Oh, okay. We heard you there.
Hello?
Not really, no. You're...
I think we're hearing him through Madison.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Anyway,
Okay.
anyway, what are you doing?
Can I, like, take my arrows and turn, like, put fabric on them and...
Yeah?
Or, like, rip up some of my sacks and or pouches and light them on fire and then...
I know.
Shoot flaming arrows at the plant?
Here you go.
Obviously that's...
Didn't you just buy pot too?
I know that's not gonna happen all in the same turn, but...
I guess it was like 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah, I didn't buy anything like that.
I told you it was. I told you it was cheaper. It was like a $25 eighth, and that's half an ounce.
Yeah, I didn't even see anything like that. What is?
Alright.
It's a sativa. It's critical glue number 3.
No, I mean, why is it so much cheaper?
I don't know.
This
It's
thing
just their
probably-
value type.
I love technical
Like they had
difficulties.
like
Oh, yeah.
higher tier like types, and then this was like the bottom tier value. Like they had a sativa and an
I
indica.
I don't know.
Ash is not a strong man. I don't think he's getting out of this plant if this plant is dead.
That's
Kaede has an idea.
Oh, yeah. I think
So
you get a
just hello.
key discount if you were to go there first
Fire.
time too.
Oh, yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
fire. A whole
Okay.
lot of fire.
That's
My mom came
That
in.
sound like
Kaede and
great
I are on
idea.
the outside for a reason.
My mom came in and talked to me. If you wanted to wrap fabric around your arrows and do like fire arrows or something, that would take some time. It's not something you could really do in the heat of combat.
I know it would take some time. I was just wondering if I could do
I'm going to also remind you that you have mobile, so if you make an attack against a creature, it doesn't get attacks of opportunity on you.
That's fair.
You also have like a movement speed of 40 and a bonus action dash.
We could run in, smack it, and then literally run out of its range, and it couldn't do shit.
I guess I will do that. I will run in. I will make a pokey do attack.
Okay, so you technically would have sneak attack right now because there's not a friendly creature. So,
Yeah, you're right. I will do that. And
don't forget to add sneak at the end.
G, right?
What?
To make the attack, it's exclamation mark G.
Exclamation part I space A. Initiative attack. And then name of the attack. So it'd be IA rapier dash T PL sneak.
I constantly forget the little after exclamation mark command things.
That was good damage. You kind of run up, stab it, and kind of a whole bunch of this kind of liquid and sap kind of leaks out and oozes before some of the upper leaf kind of peels down and kind of patches up the hole a little bit as it kind of puts pressure on it with its vines.
And then I'll back the flak up.
You back the flak up.
Whether that requires a dash or disengage.
No,
or
you've got plenty of movement for what you did there.
cool beans. And then that'll be me.
Exclamation point I space N or exclamation point pass. Kaede.
Alrighty. Kaede is going to peek around the corner and see it. Just kind of be like, that's big. And she's gonna hold her action until Jasper lands on Ash's shoulder.
Oh.
And she's gonna hold Dragon's Breath.
You're going to cast Dragon's Breath on Ash?
Yeah.
Okay, just go ahead and cast it on him.
I figured, but
Like I said, let's just have Jasper act on the end of your turn. It's easier that way.
yeah, that's why I said like I would technically be
no,
holding.
don't worry. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
I don't think you'll probably get your reaction anyway, so it doesn't matter too much.
Sounds really cool. I really hope that I can use that before I die somehow. So I'm guessing that it's gonna be like fire breath.
3d6 fire damage.
Oh, you targeted him.
Oh wait.
Oh,
Oh.
that's right. It's a touch spell. That is correct, but just un-ouchie yourself 8 damage.
Oops.
We'll just have to have him cast it. Or I'll just have the thing roll a dex save.
Well, it'd be on
On
Ash's
his turn,
next
yeah.
Ash
I'll
has
have
an
him
action
roll
to
it on
breathe
its
fire.
its turn or his turn,
Yeah,
assuming
yeah,
that's
and
what he
just
does.
dash I at the end for it.
Yeah.
My spell slot's gone, so
Yeah, it works. It did a thing. Go ahead and pass your turn. Command does nothing because it doesn't understand common English.
On the one hand, it's like, oh man, I should have read my spell better. On the other hand, you know, maybe it's just a flavor moment of Ash panicked, I panicked, so you know, it makes sense.
how are you supposed to target?
The problem is that the plant doesn't speak Russian.
Problem is the plant.
Yeah.
Does
Damn plants.
does operate just assume that you always want to catch touch spells on yourself?
Well, that one's because it's an attack. Also, I think that one's a little bit different because it gives someone access to an attack. Anyway, this thing with its long vines is going to make a lash. Again at Ash with a vine that it is not grappling on. IA vine dash T Ash dash ADV. // you're still grappled, still restrained. And then it's going to take a vine whip at Hazel and at Oakley.
There should also be, whatever. There should also be milkweed jelly in there.
Alright. 2 slashes, one at Hazel, catches them by the ankle, kind of grabs them, wraps them up. Same thing with Oakley as they're backing away, trying to get away from this thing. Unanticipating its grand reach with the vines that are kind of infesting this church. Kind of gets all 3 of them wrapped up and restrained in its vines. Ash, you are restrained.
I would like
so glad we're out
to
this way.
try to use the fire breath that I was gifted by a sparrow.
Actually, we'll do it this way because it needs the DC. So do
You want me to just?
yeah,
do it?
react cast with a dash I.
Okay.
Should work.
Is it exclamation point RC?
IRC.
Oh.
Initiative
IRC.
react cast. Kaede.
Dash T plant dash I.
Dash I. Hit 2. Oh, that was so not right.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can do it. IRC. What is it called? It's Dragon's Breath?
Yeah.
Dragon. Dash T. Plant dash.
Oh, so if that was a bonus action, can I cast? I didn't realize it was a bonus action. Damn it.
It's a little late now.
Yeah, I get it.
Unfortunately, but now you know for the future. Anyway, it
That's
did
why I don't play spellcasters.
it did 11 damage, so that was worth it. Willow. Or nope, shit, I did that. I skipped Ash again. No, that was Ash. That was his action.
Well, I did also want to use a Bardic Inspiration on Oakley.
Alright, that's fine. That's not a thing that we have to worry about.
Yeah.
Oakley, you are inspired.
Inspire me, Bard Boy.
Willow.
You can add a D8 to a lot of things.
He just moved a little then?
He moved a little and is now grappling Hazel and Oakley as well as Ash.
Oh, what?
Well, I'm not a fan of that, because I had a plan for him not to be
I too am
moving.
not a fan of that.
Yes, well.
We don't know.
That's fine. I'm just gonna throw another firebolt at him. I was gonna try to do Flaming Sphere, but the firebolt works well enough.
Firebolt works well enough.
Oh, she might have it.
I did the smart too. Cool. Alright. Fantastic. Good little hit. Burns it quite a bit. Hazel, you are restrained and grappled. So, what that means is your speed is 0. Your attack rolls have disadvantage. You have disadvantage on dex saves. And you can spend an action to try to break out of the grapple.
Yeah, I think I will use my action to do that, and then I can do starry. My starry attack is a bonus action.
Assuming you break out, you won't have disadvantage, so that's fine. Make a acrobatics or athletics check, your choice, to try to break out of the grapple.
Let me just take a quick look. Athletics it is.
Hi, sweetie. You are still grappled, but you can still make the bonus action just at disadvantage.
I'll just have disadvantage, right?
Yes.
The disadvantage goes at the very end, yeah?
It doesn't really matter where it goes as long as it's after the attack.
Dash dis?
Just dis will work, but dash dis also works. And it's a miss.
Nope.
Arm tightly bound to your side.
You win some, you lose some.
The starry blast just kind of harmlessly shoots into the floor in an explosion of sparks and light. Oakley, you are grappled. You can.
Just like, sorry.
You can spend your action to try to break out, or you can make an attack.
What exactly does grapple do?
Your speed is 0, and you can't benefit from any bonus to your speed. It ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from the reach of the grapple or grappler or grappling effect, such as when a creature is pushed by a spell. And you are also restrained, which means attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attacks have disadvantage. You also have disadvantage on dex saves.
If I try to break free from the grapple, do I still get to attack?
That is your action. You would still have a bonus action.
You also don't get sneak attack.
Yeah, you also don't get sneak attack because you have disadvantage.
So, strength check to get out?
Acrobatics or athletics. You'll probably want to do acrobatics. Because you're a rogue.
Let me check real quick and then I'll decide.
I believe that is correct. You are free. You are no longer grappled. So you have a bonus action. You could use that to disengage if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. Oh fuck, hold on.
That's probably too far.
What?
So that's probably too far because the glass is difficult terrain.
I am not. I'm unaffected by difficulty.
When you take the dash action.
Yes.
So you can either disengage or dash. If you dash, you're unaffected by the difficult terrain. If you are disengaging, he won't get an attack of opportunity against you.
I thought he couldn't get an attack.
That's if you make an attack against them.
Oh, okay.
So are you disengaging or are you dashing?
We'll disengage, I guess. I can only get, like, here, right?
Alright, so you were right next to Hazel, right?
It was, like, right here, I think.
Yeah, you were right there. So yeah, you could get to, like, just one south... You could get to, like, 2 south of Willow. Basically.
I'll do that.
Okay. So that's your disengage. Go ahead and pass your turn. Kaede, you are up.
Kaede's gonna step forward and raise her hand as she draws this mystical bell in the air and rings it. She's gonna cast Modified Toll the Dead to deal bludgeoning damage as the sound shockwave slams into the monster.
It succeeded on its wisdom save.
Natural 20, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Give me a second. I just need to check the remove effect command. I always forget what that one is. Because there's remove effect and remove character. R-E. Okay. Alright. Plant turn. Let me check.
Actually, also on my turn, I want to yell at Malcolm that he needs to back the fuck up.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. He backed up on the... He would have backed up.
Oh yeah, Malcolm's
He
here.
backed up.
I figured, I just wanted to be sure.
I forgot to move him on the plant's turn. Yeah, he's not okay with that. The plant is going to do that. I'd like someone to roll a d2, 1 for Hazel, 2 for Ash.
So I probably shouldn't be the one to roll it then, huh?
Okay, so 1 for Hazel.
Oh, but Ash did, so.
Dash ATV.
Listen, I was ready to throw you under the bus, okay? Oh Jesus, I'm sorry. I mean, that might have killed me.
Jesus
Also, I'm sorry.
Alright.
Damn.
So, what happens is, 1 Hazel in one hand, or Vine, Ash in the other third whipping free. It grabs and pulls Hazel into its oozing maw as you feel the enzymes and acids of this thing's stomach begin kind of eating away the outer layer of your skin, and it burns.
Now I am made of stars. Does that have any effect here?
Unfortunately, the stars are more of an effect upon your flesh than anything. It's a very bright and radiant singeing on your skin, but it's there nonetheless. The other thing you notice is as you get pulled into this creature and the liquid begins making its way through your skin, your strength just sink out of you, stunning you. So you are restrained and stunned. So that means you are incapacitated, can't move, and can only speak falteringly. You automatically failed strength and dex saves, and attacks against the creature have advantage.
I'm just going to assume that I can't do anything again until you tell me.
I will say, as an action, creature within 5 feet can make a strength check to pull out the person trapped.
Man, this looks real bad.
Ash, you are grappled.
Come on, I'm a plant person. I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah,
Listen, I didn't have the spell, but I wanted to talk to you.
Damn well we'll be a plant person.
I am very sorry, Hazel. I am too weak to even save myself at the moment. I desperately wish I could save you. You know, if it could understand me, I would command it to let you go.
I want you to know, Trevor, that I'm personally pissed off at you.
I was expecting a Katrina roll, to be honest.
I was ready, and then I'm like, oh no, I see them doing it. Yeah, I'll let them.
But it's for their fate, after all.
Exactly. I'm not going to decide their fate and have Madison get pissed at me.
I am sorry, but also if I had taken that damage, I would be dying right now.
Okay.
Like, that would put me at -5, and I'm sure I'd start failing some...
I didn't want to roll for my own fate, to be fair.
Anyway, Ash, you are grappled. Hazel has been pulled inside this giant carnivorous plant.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to say about this except for to try and blow more fire at it.
Okay. Hold on. I think Dragon's Breath only lasts once, right?
No, it's 10 rounds.
That's like a... yeah, it's like a minute.
It's a minute concentration. It's on my thing if you want to look at it. Like on my little...
Okay, for some reason I thought you could only do it once.
It'd be a shit second level spell.
Well, I mean, you prepare it on someone and then they go into combat and do it, is the thing.
I didn't see the components before, and it's hilarious to me.
Alright, so you're gonna breathe fire on it again, Ash?
Yep, that's the plan. I don't got much more to do.
Okay. RC.
I figured you would enjoy 3d6 fire each turn.
I do. I'm not doing much else.
Oh, I forgot the dash I there. Sorry. You'll have to add yourself a spell slot. That being said,
Okay,
10 points
I
of...
can do
well, add it. Lightning will have to add himself a spell slot.
Sorry, I realized I was...
Alright, so that's your action. You breathe some fire. It does pretty decently.
Man, it is really rough being a, like, illusion-focused caster against a thing with intelligence. Just, oof.
Bonus action?
Yeah, Oakley still has their thing, so... I don't know, I guess I'm gonna inspire Willow.
Alright.
Hey, thank you.
Just, quote a little bit of, no man is an
Basically, the
island.
only person in a position to do anything.
I mean, Kaede.
Yeah.
But...
Kill it.
Alright, you're inspired, Willow.
We need somebody to get her out, though.
And I can't use the inspiration on that, right?
You can.
You can.
I can?
You can use it on an attack roll.
Yeah. Do you want to roll the d8 then? This is a d8 now, right? Or is it d... Right, Trevor?
Yeah, it's a D8.
Okay. Still misses. Hot, as you chuck your firebolt, and it just kind of lands in a puddle of the enzyme, the kind of the spittle of this creature, and it evaporates. Do you have a bonus action you want to do?
Spell would be unable to do as a bonus action because I just used a spell. Right?
Healing word you could do as a bonus action.
Dope. Yes.
That you can see. You cannot target Hazel. You cannot see them.
I cannot see Hazel. Anyone else injured?
On account of I'm inside the plant, you see.
Ash.
Ash, you're injured. Well, perfect. Right, because you were close to dying.
Ash heals. You kind of chuck a potion of healing at him and just kind of slams over him, kind of shutting through some wounds. Hazel. You're stunned.
Sorry, I was chewing.
Doesn't matter because you're stunned.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think there's anything, like I said, I'm gonna assume I can't do anything until you tell me otherwise.
That's understandable.
Okay, so I was in the bathroom. It's my turn.
It is now your turn. Hazel is still in the pod.
Let's say. Can I go free her?
As an action, within 5 feet, you can make a strength check.
Okay. And then can I drag her
Let's...
out?
Okay, so this is 15, 35, 40. So you can get there as a move.
Okay.
I mean, if you dash, though, that's not even difficult terrain, right? So you could get there and try and drag her out.
Yes, that would also work. Regardless, he has enough movement
And-
without using the bonus action.
And also to let you know, on that strength check, you can use your inspiration.
And then I can disengage to get away.
You won't have
right?
more movement then.
I will not have more movement. I have to dash to do.
No matter what, you are stuck next to it if you pull Hazel out.
Can I throw Hazel away so she's not right next to it?
Hazel is currently stuck inside of it. You'd have to pull her out first.
He was asking if he got her
You'd
out.
have to
Could he
you'd have to pull them out first. No, you would not be able to pull them out and throw them as an action.
Okay.
Also, you probably could not throw them. They are a fully grown human being.
I mean,
Plus armor, plus equipment.
I mean adrenaline.
Yeah, but you've been in combat before. That's not gonna be the kind of thing that you know you can accomplish in 6 seconds.
I will get up. I will try to pull Hazel out.
Make an athletics check.
Have to be an athletics check for this one? Or
Yes.
is it gonna be an acrobat? Okay.
You managed to pull out Hazel. They are no longer stuck inside of the monster. However, they are still stunned.
We are fine.
And that's your turn.
Yay. Nice knowing you guys.
Kaede.
Doing things.
Alright, seeing Hazel get out of the thing. She is going to. So this is 30 feet right here.
Yeah, that'd be 30 feet.
Okay. Kamehameha.
Kamehameha, Wabba. Crit on the Witch Bolt.
Drop Dragon's Breath.
Yep.
I forgot that Witch Bolt was concentration.
Yep.
This is why I don't play spellcasters.
I mean, but it auto hits, so.
Yeah.
And you're gonna pass your turn.
Yes.
Uh,
It's a good crit though.
all right. IA Vine Whip dash T. Kaede, you are how far away from this boy? You are within range. Oakley's within range. And Ash is within range still.
Willow was not.
Willow is not.
Rockin'.
Alright. A whip against Kaede, a whip against Ash, and a whip against Oakley. Kaede is whipped, caught up, tangled, and restrained. I forgot to roll the advantage against Ash.
Oof, I dropped Constitution. Or concentration.
On Witch Bolt, unfortunate. Let me just roll the advantage against Ash. Whip, slashed, grappled. Oakley has been hit and is restrained as well. Hazel is stunned and on the ground. Willow is the only one free at the moment. But the plant is critical.
Grim scene.
Is critical in leaking its enzymes and its ooze everywhere. There's holes torn in its leafy structure. Vines burned and singed off. As Ash, you are being constricted upon and tightened, bleeding by this plant. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, don't love that. Gotta be honest.
Fire breath anymore.
And you don't have fire breath anymore.
Yeah. So I guess Did we figure out how to cast spells at higher levels?
Dash L and then the level of the spell.
Okay.
Mighty's
so
critical.
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna cast my like one damage spell that doesn't rely on like. Actually, I think it's just my one damage spell besides Vicious Mockery. Dissonant Whispers at 3rd level of the plant.
Okay.
And to type everything out. Plant.
If you want to use a fire tip, I have some upstairs.
Okay. I'm guessing this just isn't a spell it's letting me cast.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
So
Level 3, you said?
yeah. Cool. He just seeing the grim scene just like starts like shouting with his breath. The wolves howl, the ravens flee, the ice murmurs in the mouth of the sea, which is a Tolkien poem actually. Sounds really metal for a Tolkien poem,
But it's a Tolkien poem. See, that wasn't as bad as you thought it was gonna be. Could have been much worse.
I'm gonna do some healing now.
Could have been much worse.
Anyway, Hazel, still stunned on the ground.
Oh, I don't think that actually did extra damage. Oh no, okay, I see the extra damage now. Never mind. I was like, it killed it anyway, so I wasn't going to complain. But
It's the second
The
2d6.
lowest Kaede's ever gotten.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you're not poor Hazel at 8.
Yeah, and stunned.
Yeah, Willow's perfectly healthy.
Turned into a plant person.
And covered in plant goo. It has to be so gross.
It's
I mean,
nasty.
we can easily clean up that with
I'm gonna press to digitate Hazel before she even wakes up, so she just doesn't have to deal with that.
just kind of begin cast.
Or they don't have to deal with that. My
Just
bad.
kind of begin casting prestidigitation, sloughing the goop off of them. You can kind of see that this stuff isn't the same kind of sulfurous residue that the ghosts were leaving behind, but instead is much more green and vestigial in nature. It's much more vegetative and natural in a way. After the dissonant whispers go off, you can kind of just saw the kind of bud of this plant just completely open, and all this digestive goop that was over Hazel just kind of spills out onto its vines and onto the church floor.
And I collect some and put it in my alchemist kit.
Make an intelligence check,
I am intelligent.
and then add your proficiency bonus to it.
Okay, so C space and space plus prof?
I don't know if plus prof will work, but it might.
Oh, that's because I 3.
Okay, it looks like you just added your int. So that's, I think your progressive proficiency is 4 now, because you're level 5, right? It's either 3 or 4. I'll be right back.
Yeah, proficiency is plus 3, so it'll be a 9. Also, way to go for my 4th 2. I don't even know.
You know, you're very consistent tonight, so you know.
Yeah, I don't know what Aubrey is doing to you.
I'm sorry, Madison, that my role made Hazel get eaten, but also I helped kill the plant so that Hazel was free.
I do appreciate that, and the poem was very cool.
Thank you. It's from the Battle of Sauron and Finrod, I think. Oh no, it's actually a very cool poem because it's just like basically Sauron and Finrod get into a magic rap battle.
Is that in the Silmarillion or?
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely not one of the main ones, but I have this YouTube channel that I found that takes all the Tolkien poems and turns them into songs, and it's really dope as a song.
Oh,
I'd imagine.
Will you send me a link to that? That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
and I need Lord of the Rings research for something.
Go ahead and just put it in random, because that sounds fun to listen to. Anyway, Willow, it's a little dark, and you're a little shaken at the moment, so you don't manage to gather up a reasonably clean, a large, reasonably clean amount of the goop. You manage to scoop up what would probably equate to about 1 vial of it, and that's about it.
One vial of goop.
That's fair. What is everyone else doing?
Is everyone else dying?
Can I do things? What can and can't I do?
You can kind of speak, like real kind of terse and hard to talk, but you can still kind of speak in a way.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't want to be rules lawyer-y. I thought it was better once they got out.
They are free. It doesn't really say how long it lasts for. Oh, until it is removed. Never mind. Yep, you're right. You are no longer stunned.
The battle was over. We could just call it flavor.
Yeah, you're stunned. Or no longer stunned. You're good. So your Hazel is goopy and nasty. Malcolm is kind of milling about, like, is there any more? Good job, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate all of...
Malcolm, would you like to check out the goop?
Not at the moment. It's a little dark, and you all seem to be quite injured. We can stop by again tomorrow and check things out, if that works out for all of you. Seeing Hazel kind of covered in burn marks almost from the kind of acidic nature of this plant. Ash slashed to pieces. All of you kind of...
I'm not made of stars anymore, right?
For 10 minutes, so probably near the end of it. You're kind of tapering out after all the healing and stuff's been done.
I'm trying to get a mental image of what I look like right now, and I just cannot fathom it.
You're kind of like covered in your different stars and constellations, but also a very thick layer of slime. Just kind of green, light green slime. Like you're covered in aloe, basically. But you know it's not aloe because it's stinging you instead of helping you. And it stinks. It just smells like plant. It's not great.
It's reverse aloe.
Yeah.
It's reverse aloe. It burns you.
Anti-aloe. Aloe.
Is it not right?
It's aloe. I mean, I guess you could say the plants is probably not right. But...
But it's not wrong in the sense that we typically
yeah.
it.
I have some soap if you'd like that.
I appreciate that. Can somebody just prestidigitate me enough to get back to the camp?
You sure did that.
Yeah.
We were trying to do that earlier. I think both Kaide and Ash ran up and were like,
taking turns
clean.
scrubbing. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Sort of bubbles.
Bubbles.
Meanwhile, Willow is actively healing you.
Willow is applying bandages.
And then pulls out a soap prestidigitate.
I can tell you a little poem based off the spirits that will give you temporary hit points so you'll feel healed, but you won't be.
Fake healing.
Healing.
Let's just go to camp.
You guys kind of walk your way back to camp.
I want to be comforted by Oscar in some way, but I think it would hurt if I had to jump up on my shoulder or something.
You guys make your way back to camp. Second watch completed.
Okay.
Hey y'all, I'm not taking the third watch after all.
Yeah, can we just hang out in the bubble for the rest of the night and not do anything?
Malcolm's like, I think I can give up the comforts of my bed for one evening. as he's just kind of a little bit spooked by the whole thing, a little kind of shaken up.
Oh, yeah. Glad that he's a little bit spooked by us almost dying.
I put alarm.
Yeah,
back on
I would
the
describe
website.
myself as shaken as well.
Yeah.
If you guys want to just sleep, you can have Jasper take watch for the rest of the night. And hang out in the bubble.
And alarms.
Yeah, you all
Sleeping no matter what.
you all hang out in the bubble. Jasper kind of perched on top, keeping an eye. Roll percentile for me.
Jasper gonna get changed.
Jasper's gonna go. Oh wait, no, that's not right. 1D 100.
Higher or lower?
Oh shit! Oh man!
Do you think you rolled higher or lower than I did?
Higher.
I rolled a 24. You rolled higher.
Oh.
I love how stressed this game makes you guys.
It's so split down the middle.
It somehow makes me feel like it's our fault.
So much higher.
Yeah, it's one thing when it's just a roll, but when you make a choice, even something trivial like that.
Like clearly we can't know, but somehow it's also my fault.
See, I feel less bad though, because I know it's not me doing it in a way. It's you guys playing the numbers and taking your chances. And it's enjoyable in that way. Anyway, the night's pretty quiet after that. The entire dome kind of smells because you're not constantly getting rid of the acid, vinegary, kind of rotting plant smell, basically.
Did make it super cozy when we came back.
Yeah, but it's nice and kind of toasty, a little warm and little cool, and it's very cozy. Tiny hut. Eventually,
I think Hazel just takes. They had some weed when we came here that I think they've been using extremely sparingly because they haven't figured out how to grow it or anything.
I
yet,
mean,
but I
plant
think they're
growth,
just
you're
sticking it
druid.
in and petting the cat.
you also have
No, but I mean, like that was one of the things I was hoping to set up a garden for, honestly.
Oscar can grow a flower a day.
Oh, we've never discussed
Yeah.
this. It is a flower.
Yeah, I thought we mentioned this like when we first started playing, but that was so long
Oh,
ago.
had we?
Yeah.
Grow a nug a day, because I remember him telling me about that explicitly, and I was like, so one's gonna grow the weed and the other one's gonna sell it? That's fantastic.
You'd have to figure out
I forgot about that.
You'd have to figure a way out to dry it and like quickly to get used to it soon, unless you're smoking some really wet bad weed. But I'm sure you could figure out some way to do it.
We'll have to circle back.
We'll have to
this
circle
at
back
some
to
point.
this.
Yeah, it'd still probably take a little while because drying it and all that fun
Yeah.
jazz. But as you dry it, the next day you get another nug.
Exactly.
There's probably a spell we could use to help speed it up.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. So I'm going to put forward the quest Morning Kanan Smoker. That solves so many problems right now. Agonizer Smoker. Because he's got Agonizer Scorcher, Agonizer Smoker. You know, one led to the other. I'm gonna put.
Well, Agonizer Scorcher's just hot air.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah. He developed the smoker first. Anyway, I'm gonna put forward the question. It is basically 11. We just finished combat. You could inspect the church, or we can call it there.
I for one kind of like to be done
Rena,
for the night.
do you work?
I do not work tomorrow, but Trevor wants to be done there.
I'm good.
It's a pretty natural stopping point. You guys did just have a near-death experience for the first time ever, so I imagine that'll be something you guys will be talking about in the morning.
Yeah, and I've been kind of thinking, like, by myself that, like, Kaede thinks this is a game or a dream and has no real stakes yet. But she hasn't gotten low enough to be like, oh shit, this hurts too much.
She hasn't been unconscious yet and went, oh no, this is real.
This is death.
Yeah.
No wonder she tried to buy a healer.
Yeah, I mean, she thinks this is a game. Like,
Yeah.
she spends her life watching isekai anime.
She's
like, what do you think?
She's like, this is fucking sword art right
Trina
now.
knows.
Yeah.
Turns out it is sword art.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's too cringy. Kirito!
I think she meant in the way that we can die.
Also, yeah, I guess it depends on what Oakley and Willow Hazel had told Kaede then. Because they all know that this is #real life, right? Like, they've been like, oh, hey, yeah, you've been pulled to this other world, by the way. Figure it out.
Willow assumes that Kaede
Knows this?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it would be a topic that would have come up yet, you
Yeah,
know?
I don't think it has.
I guess I wouldn't have thought to bring it up.
Yeah, they just think she's this weird,
Especially
eccentric girl.
because Kaede and Ash have been here longer than us, right?
Yeah, and and their entrance was different than your guys's.
Ours were a lot more casual.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop streaming, so I guess I should probably do a #like and subscribe for more content like this. Maybe one day we'll hit 10 subscribers.
Level 6.
Bye, y'all.